Ahoy, landlubbers. It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Things are still the same as they've been, but it's time for another stream, and that's good. It's good, I promise. It's not going to be as bad as yesterday. Hopefully, maybe. Part of the reason I can believe that is because we've already solved the mystery of Hora Instaga. And by mystery, I mean, why would anyone do this? And I guess when I put it that way, we definitely didn't solve the mystery, because I don't know why anyone would do this. I was mentioning before I started recording and didn't go into much detail. I mentioned yesterday that I've started trying to keep some notes of the various. The thing about this game is that you get. It's very clear at this point that a big part of this game is the Horadori Institute and its genetic experimentation on various characters and how that's affected their lives. And it's kind of an interesting plot thread, but it has also meant that the way the information has been provided to us, there's been a lot of vagueness and ambiguity and, like, small amounts of information provided gradually over time, and it's kind of easy to lose track of it, not only because there's a number of characters already alluded to who fall into this web, but also because the stories are deliberately somewhat similar, because, like, it's not as though there was, like, one batch of children who all were modified in the same way at the same time or something weird like that, but rather that, like, a bunch of people at a young age were affected by some amount of experimentation. But one thing that I noticed, and I think I was somewhat aware of this before, but I thought it would be interesting to point out, is that if I'm understanding things correctly, and it's very possible that I'm not, I think at this point we've established two classes of mutation, because Gen and now the Masked Woman, per the scene at the end of yesterday's stream, both said that, have essentially confirmed that, like, they were genetically modified from birth. And both of them specifically mention that their mutations were supposedly part of, like, an initiative to investigate, like, eternal life and or youth. But there's also a second class of mutation, which is people who were genetically experimented on after birth. And we know that Shoma is in that category, and I'm pretty sure we also know that Sosajima's, like, second mystery daughter falls into this category. Again, I may have lost track of something here, and maybe some of those details aren't correct, but my current understanding is that's true, and I don't know if that's important. It feels like it's probably relevant, and, you know, it's also tricky because it's the sort of thing where Chikara Horadori could have lied about something at some point. But I'm gonna chalk this up to a thing that Uchikoshi characters often say when you try to boil down a lack of trust or potential deception between a large number of characters, which is, why would I lie about that? But by way of summarizing yesterday, oh god, now I have to think about yesterday. What a terrible night of a curse. So we started off trying to solve that very bad puzzle, and we learned that we had to do something I was already trying to do before we got interrupted by doing the puzzle. So, like, the puzzle was, like, a literal waste of time. We went back to the Horadori Institute. We finally managed to break into the underground bunker by solving a puzzle without pieces, which is great. I loved that a lot. I enjoyed it very much. Go back and watch it. You'll see how happy I was to be a part of that. And then, like, we started, like, finally, like, honing in on some of the details of the half-body killing, and to be honest, what we've learned so far isn't all that satisfying to me, but we'll see how it plays out as we continue to learn more. So under the Horadori Institute, we found, like, a weird airlock sort of chamber, which contained a pair of enormous carbon fiber nanotube slicing devices that we posit were initially meant for really large loaves of bread, but instead have been repurposed to cut halves of body in halves. What? No, that's not right. Anyway, upon discovering this, we managed to like trip some series of secret switches and find an attached bunker, which contained like whatever the collective noun is for a whole bunch of time bombs and a diary that gave us some details about Terra's background, which curiously like only contained information from 6 years ago. And not a lot of it was super relevant. But the thing that was most interesting to me is that it suggested, it didn't outright state, but it suggested that Terror has become obsessed with Amame, the mermaid. Because the night that Terror confronted her at Divida Studio, his last entry from 6 years ago, and it says like, I met the person of my destiny. And so after that, I think we sort of started the next day of investigation with not any particular goal in mind, which is always a great start. And we visited a bunch of random locations. Several lewd things were said for some reason. One of the only things that seemed immediately important was that we ran into like the other Kumakura guy, who's not Shinpei, the TV director. And he told us that the rehearsal would happen on the rooftop at Misatown, which is the little theme park place we keep going to. And then some more random interactions with people. We wink synced with Amame and Gen, and both of them are hiding something. And I suggest that my theory is that like Terror is trying to force Amame to do something, and that she told Gen about it, and now he's going to try and protect her, even though he knows how dangerous that is. That's what seemed to be happening. We also wink-synced with Lien at one point, and found that he was talking to someone. He had helped someone open a lock somewhere, and they were, like, upset by the contents of whatever he opened. And again, my theory is that there's something bad in Gen's freezer, and I don't know that he actually knew about it or was, like, completely complicit in it, but, like, it's there and it looks bad for him, is my guess. But speaking of Lien, one of the few things we actually, like, properly accomplished yesterday was that we managed to facilitate the acceptance of engagement shoes. So now Kizuna and Lien are engaged to be a couple forever. It's great. And then, like, I guess during the investigation, we eventually went to Ikume Shrine for no reason, and then found, like, the entirety of Nizatlaw standing there, and somehow collectively wink-synced with all of them, making it, like, really confusing how wink-syncs work. And they were thinking really hard about how super cool it will be when they fire off missiles with the TC Purge virus in them to spread them to Japan. And they equate that to the rehearsal or the practice or whatever. Alright, Angel, if you insist. You can spend your points that way if you want to. Give me a second to do VIP things. I think that covers most of everything. So, like, we had a confrontation with that entire gang of Nizatlaw's folks, and the Tuxedo Mask showed up and helped us fend them off. And then, you know, we had another conversation with her. Like, every time we have a fight, we then, like, have a conversation with Tuxedo Mask, and she tells us slightly more information about her existence. And, this time she gave us some information that has me thinking that she is Big Sis. She is the person that, like, grew up with Kizuna, and, was, like, super close besties with her, but then she got, like, adopted by a new family and went away. Because, like, she talked about how she got adopted twice and how she had been at Iowan, the weird orphanage that Kizuna's dad runs. And also, like, Kizuna's Somnium, like, implied that her sister had a tremendous amount of strength, which we know that Tuxedo Mask does. So, like, all those things together make me think that it's Big Sis. And then, like, after we had that conversation, she, like, passed out on the ground in front of us, and then Iva said, hold on, wait for it, perfect. Which is, like, a totally cool and normal response to, like, a girl passing out in front of you. Also, I don't think I noticed this. Did she, like, cough up blood when she fell down? Or is she bleeding? There's, like, something... No, I guess that's just her gloved hand in, like, a weird low-res, I can't make out the fingers position. But we're here now. I think we have to Tamagotchi. We're, like, almost there. We're so close. Okay, hold on. Which do we want to befriend? I have to double check this. I think I want... Impish... What do I want? Impish Brave? Yeah, Impish Brave seems right. And... the question is... Who do you want to befriend? So I probably want Impish here, which is Whale. If you become its friend, bring it to Sunfish Pocket E. Very good. Very good. Neko's back. Congratulations on being very important. You did it. I'm proud of you. We're so air quotes close to finishing off the Ross. I assume there's a trophy for this. I'm gonna be mad if there's not. Oh, but actually, speaking of trophies, I don't know if I was supposed to logically deduce this. I think I know the maximum number of Somniums that can exist in this game from this point, looking at both the trophy list and the in-game equivalent of the trophy list. They seem to coincide on this matter. I also think I know... Well, no, I suppose I don't know the maximum number of endings, because there's blanks after that. But yeah, so all those things I said happen, and then Tuxedo Mask is unconscious, and it seems very likely that we're going to sync with her, because we love to sync with unconscious people. It's our favorite.
Why not take her to Abyss HQ and sink into her?
See, I have really good instincts for this, which I think is part of why I keep getting so upset about the fact that Boss is really inconsistent now about what she gets mad about, because, like, I have played a whole game and, like, a half now, and I know how this works.
What are you talking about? She has a bad heart. What if she dies?
I mean, that's never stopped us before.
Calm down, Mizuki. She's unconscious, but her vital signs are stable. If we are careful with her, there will not be any issues.
Careful's not, like, one of our keyword abilities.
Are you sure?
I can guarantee there is no danger in syncing with her.
It really bothers me when people say stuff like this in this game, because, like, even though the sync machine has existed for, like, 7+ years, we're dealing with some really sensitive stuff, like nano cables go inside our skull by circling around our eye and connect to our brain. And, like, we already know that Gen had side effects from it that weren't anticipated, even though they didn't seem to be serious. But, like, do we really know it's gonna be safe?
Fine. Let's go.
But as I expected, this is happening now. Neko says, why don't you just immediately sync with everyone the moment you meet them? Why talk when you could invade their privacy? I mean, it does feel like the natural evolution of what we're dealing with here, right? Do you think this will be a good Somnium or a bad Somnium?
She still has her mask on.
Hey, here's the thought. So Gen wears a mask all the time, and we can use the X-ray function in our eyeball to see through it. I mean, I guess we don't see the features of his face. But, like, we could at least try. I don't know.
There is nothing we can do. It is attached with NASA-grade adhesive.
Man, they're really sticking their guns on that one, huh?
I can still sink into her, right?
Of course. As long as there are holes for her eyes.
You know, now, this isn't a thing I had thought about, although I should have. But the fact that we're making a point of saying this, which is valid given our understanding of how the sync machine works. How did we sync with Gen? Because Gen didn't take off his mask. He had his stupid sock mask on. So, like, where did the things go?
But shouldn't you be worried about something else?
What do you mean?
Boss, you know syncing without permission is prohibited.
This really does bother me. Because, like, syncing without permission is, like, literally, like, 80% of the first gameplay. But, like, all we needed to do for this to not constantly upset me in this game, like every time it's mentioned, which is surprisingly frequently, is for Boss to have said something at the start of the game that was just like, listen, after that whole Sosajima business, we're under more scrutiny and we have to be more careful about syncing. And like, it doesn't even need to like be specific about what that means. The game just needs to tell me that it's different now. But like, we constantly violate people's rights and plug them into this machine just because they like fell unconscious in the gosh dang park. Like, this just feels like an arbitrary level of rules.
If she finds out, she'll make you shave your head.
That's a really weird punishment that doesn't really seem to fit the crime.
I don't have a choice. Not my fault she's out in Kabuki-cho drinking margaritas.
Seems like she took pewter with her too.
And they're like, is this ever gonna, like, they keep making a point of, like, not having Boss and Pewter around. Is this a plot point? I don't understand. It feels like that should be important. Because, like, it's Pewter's job to run the sync machine. It's literally the only reason he's not in prison. I think his like, personnel file in the game, like, almost explicitly says the only reason he's not in prison is because he's the only person who knows how to run this machine. Because, like, he did a bunch of, like, terrorist activity in the last game. And, like, now he's just, like, hanging out, dressed like a Power Rangers villain. So, like, it feels like he should be around for this. Like, why do we break him out of jail if he doesn't matter? Like, it feels strange.
Jeez, what are those two thinking? We still have to solve the HB case.
A new philosophy behind government work, I suppose.
Do we have to solve the HB case? Because I definitely don't feel like we're doing that. I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, I expected this to be coming, but I want you all to consider something that I've already thought of. Which is that earlier in this same in-game day, we heard from Kuma Kuralaki guy that, like, the rehearsal is happening on top of, like, Misatan Plaza, whatever the heck that place is called. I think he said that was happening today. Like, it was, like, later today. Which means that, like, while we're doing this, like, Nizitlaws is preparing to fire virus missiles. And we're here doing this, which, like, doesn't seem to explicitly have any reason to help us solve the case in any
They
way.
prioritize saving work for themselves over apprehending criminals.
Like, we literally don't have even a theory as to what we expect to get from Tuxedo Mask. So, like, we can't, in good conscience, argue that it will help us solve the case, because we have no idea what we're looking for.
That sucks.
I agree.
Anyway, I've put it off long enough. Clearly my feeling is that this is going to be a bad one, but that's probably because I'm in a
Shall I
bleak
give you the
mood.
usual warning?
Skip it.
As you wish. Let's get started.
Yeah, see, if Pewter's here, who's gonna tell me how many minutes I have insomnia?
2, 1.
Well, which is it? 3, 2, or 1? Oh, I see what you did. Start the range. Part of me hopes that we just, like, sync with her, and then she has a memory of looking at her own face without the mask on, and then we leave. Like, that's the whole thing. We just want to know what her face looks like. I know that won't be it, but I think that'd be funny. Pipes? Well, this is upsetting.
This place is... What? What is this?
Aiba, you okay?
Mizuki, what is happening here?
I don't know. The sync started and it was like this.
I mean, technically it, like, started, and then this happened, and we didn't do anything about it.
What is going on?
Just that, strictly speaking, she is a suspect, even if she says she isn't. But she said she isn't! And look, I'll grant you that she is a suspect, but, like, by the very nature of the fact that we can sync with her, she clearly didn't do it. That's how the game works.
Can you move?
No, I cannot remove the restraints.
I mean, just the left hand. I mean, I think we're supposed to assume that that vice has got her like left hand stuck where it is, but it doesn't immediately look as though that's stuck.
I saw Chikara earlier. Is this his doing?
No, I'm sure that's a coincidence. Oh, there we go. Ow.
Another day of these examinations. I don't want my bones broken again.
Examinations? Broken bones?
The vice. We need to get out of here.
Ah! Somnium scan! Activate!
You know, there's a lot of, like, somewhat horror-themed Somniums. This is probably the most overt one to date, and that's saying something. Gotta get the hand out of that vice. What's happening? It looks like that says Mental Lock 5. The files are in the computer. Why are they out of order? I'm annoyed. I'm immediately annoyed again. Neurotic inception. Find the secret hidden in the nightmare. The masked woman is trapped in a nightmare. If she can escape her trauma, the truth will be revealed. I don't know how we know that.
Alarm!
You gotta force it.
That's new. Why does it automatically close in this fashion? Was that the first one? That was the first one. That's troubling again. Although the last time something like that happened, it was the cooking one, which turned out to be, like, pretty good, pretty high on the list. Stop the nerve gas experiments! Oh, that sounds fun.
That was close.
What's with this dream?
No fractures today.
She's holding her wrist. The same spot as you, Iva.
In this Somnium, we play her part.
Okay, maybe for once that information will be relevant, but maybe it
These
won't.
aren't exams. These are just human experiments.
So here's a question I have immediately. I mean, one, there's something a little odd about the fact that she doesn't identify herself by her face, but I can buy it. If she's worn the mask for like 6 years, she's probably spent a lot of her lifetime identifying basically in this form. But like, does this also suggest that like, while she was under experimentation at Flora Instandig, that she was always dressed like Tuxedo Mask with the NASA glue on her face? Or is that like a metaphor?
Nothing more than a tortured lab rat.
A tortured lab rat? What do you think that would sound like?
No. No. I have to get out of here.
So they call this examinations.
Picture an egg.
Huh?
What now?
I don't know if that was deliberate, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
What are you doing? Stay right there.
Hey, Chikara, I just need you to know that you're the bad guy. You know that, right?
He's coming. I need to hide.
I think he's sending in the fembots. So, like, I think
Chikara?
it's a little hard to tell because when we saw the underground room, it looked different. It mostly had nothing in it until we hit the secret switch and it brought the bread slicers out. I think this is the airlock room that we found at the bottom of the staircase. I think just at a different point in history it had this equipment in it, but I could be wrong. It's just like the metal plates and the pipes she was seeing on the ceiling and some of the other stuff, like the general shape of it, I think that might be the same
Iva,
room.
you should hide.
But where?
Probably either in a locker or behind the barrels.
Let's find something.
She wanted to blank. She laments what she blank able to do blank. This is a weird Somnium.
What is that? It's gross.
No, that's actually just Chikara. I know that, like, you didn't, like, interact directly with him all that much, but, like, that's what he's like.
Wow, it is quite psychedelic.
Well. She's not here. Where are you hiding? Here? Not here. Where are you?
Yeah, my other guess was in the locker. It looks like he might have found me there. Does he not find me here, hopefully, question mark? No, he's about to jump scare me, isn't he? We're spending way too long here.
It's dark. I can't see a thing.
I was right about the jump scare, but I guess I got lucky.
Why are you running from me? All I want to do is break your bones.
Now, I know that I'm supposed to think that this is her interpretation of him being, like, a bad guy and not literally the thing he said, but I'm inclined to believe he literally just said that.
It's an important test. We can discover how quickly you can heal.
That's terrible.
Let's use this whole room.
Yeah, again, I think all of this is just strictly factually accurate Chikara. Hey, nerve gas doesn't break bones. I don't think this test does what you think it does.
Oh, he's gone.
Is that smoke?
Didn't this happen in the escape room movie?
No. I can't take any more of this.
The smoke. Nerve gas.
That's not good. He used that for experiments?
Yeah, he's a bad lizard guy.
It appears that way. We need to stop the device.
Dory found the hiding children and took them. They were subject to cruel experiments that made them pass out.
A respirator. Gas is coming out.
Why would I suck up the gas? Why would I even think to do that? Why would that even a little bit occur to me as a thing to do? It takes a tremendous amount of time and gives you a bad timing. Why do I want that? Turn it off!
Is there no power button?
I can't find anything like that. Perhaps for the masked woman, this particular event is inevitable.
Well, maybe we need to ventilate it instead.
When she was a child, blank, it was blank and stayed with her. Hold on, map. Yeah, like, pipe seems like a thing to do. Do I just look directly up at pipe?
An air duct. There is a small gap.
Throw something? I guess jump on? Like, my weight will break the pipe open, and the pipe seems to be sucking in the gas, which means it will be an outlet for the gas to leave the room? I think?
Iba, look. The gas is getting sucked into the duct.
It must be an exhaust duct.
If we open it up more of the gas should get sucked out.
Hey, look at this. In this Somnium, I can apply logic, and it solves the puzzle, maybe. That's a novel concept that I appreciate, being me, Vasco.
We did it!
We did indeed.
Oh no, it splits from here. That's a little interesting. and makes some amount of sense. Neko says she still doesn't understand how Chikara had a child. Yeah, it's upsetting to me. So, like, here's the problem I have with it, right? I feel like, in order for me to believe that without, like, struggling, he could either be, like, unnaturally handsome, but, like, an actual monster, or, like, he could be, like, a gross guy, like, who's charismatic, but, like, secretly bad? But, like, he's, like, a mutant-looking guy who's, like, pretty overtly terrible, and it's like, why? Also, like, Tokiko, like, doesn't seem like the kind of person who would get involved in that. Like, she seems really smart and put together. Oh, hey, look, there's an eyeball there. It's floating away. Bye, ball. Okay, so, I can stop the cruel experiments or go after the results of the cruel experiments. I'd ask which one chat wants me to go to, but it might be one of those weird cases where I don't know what I'm doing until I do it, or maybe it will be like the Komeiji one where it will very clearly tell me which one I'm doing.
Always meddling in my business. You are an awful test subject.
Thank you.
I'll bring a light with me. I'm going to search everywhere.
I don't like the sound of that. No, Neko, maybe you misheard me. What I was saying is, I would understand it if he was charismatic. My problem is that he's not charismatic. I'm saying he could be handsome or charismatic, and I'd be like, oh, like, he's terrible, but, like, I get how you would maybe get swept up in that. But he is both monstrous as in appearance and also in personality, and as a result, I have no idea why anyone would even, like, casually talk to him.
You need to hide again.
He said he was going to bring a light this time.
I want to get that eyeball. It's annoying me that it's floating
We have to
around.
think carefully, or we'll be discovered.
Okay, now I have an idea, but I don't think the game will let me do it. Can I map immediately? She wanted to escape the experiment. She laments what she blank able to do blank. Okay, I cannot. That also doesn't work. I will try something else. I wanted to go in the vent that was, like, next to the speaker, but it's not a hotspot. I thought he might not check there because it's, like, a weird place to go. But then I, like, didn't have much time, because I think it only gave me 10 seconds the first time. And because my first plane didn't work, I didn't notice how much time I had, but I didn't want to just outright get caught.
Now, where did you hide this time?
I do, however, think I'll be caught. But I think the light would have got me caught behind the barrels before. Because he said the only thing stopping him from finding me there was that it was dark.
I found you.
Yeah, this didn't work.
I can't run from him.
Aiba, get a hold of yourself! Aiba!
Dun 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 dun. Time paradox. Wow. Okay. Now, you might expect me to be mad about that, and it's not my favorite. But this Somnium is properly structured such that an instant death scenario isn't totally unwarranted. Because my time, like, time isn't really the factor here. It's getting it correct. Like, the time element seems like I have plenty of time resource, so it's not that I have to, like, do a series of things correctly, and if I fail, I restart the whole thing. It's more like it wants me to act quickly to experience the anxiety that she felt trying to escape from him, and it kind of works for me, actually. Even though I hate timed stuff, like, there's, like, a purpose, and it's, like, mechanically built in here. Now, it might become annoying, but, like, the principle's not outrageous. But let me think about this. So, like, I wasn't, like, super confident the locker would work, but it felt like I would have got caught behind the barrels because again, he said, like, it was too dark to see there. So, like, that seemed like that was the thing that worked. So it felt like the reason he said the light thing is that I was supposed to find a new location, which is why I wanted to go in the vent, but I can't go in the vent. There's, the only locations I immediately know of are the barrels, which I don't think will work, the lockers, which definitely don't work. There's, like, a medicine cabinet by the table we were strapped to. That doesn't feel, like, super likely. It might work. There's, like a dressing screen in the other corner. It sure doesn't seem like that should work, but I might try it. Mental lock 2 consumes 1. Yes, yes. Why not hit him with a baseball bat? Basically, this is a prequel, and we haven't found out how she got the bat yet. I hate that stupid eyeball floating around that's, like, impossible to get.
I'll bring a light with me. I'm going to search everywhere.
We need to hide again.
I think the only places I can go are the screen and the cabinet. Is the cabinet transparent? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe he wouldn't check there? Oh, it's tough. I don't know. I don't know which one of these I expect to work.
He said he was going to bring a light this time. We have to think carefully or we'll be discovered.
Yeah, there's only 4 places to go, and 2 of them I think will not work. That's not what I thought that would do, and if I knew that's what that would do, I would have tried that first. I don't know why hide cabinet means climb on top of pipes, but, like, yeah, this is the thing. This is more or less what I wanted to do, because I wanted to go in the vent, which was, like, a high place I didn't think he would check. So, like, this will probably work. I just wish that had been clearer. But sure.
Does it hurt? It hurts, doesn't it?
I'm sorry, are you Pirate Captain Dolce? Does it hurt? Does it feel good?
I always wanted to do a nerve gas resistance test. Now, look at what we've learned.
Don't feel like we learned very much.
Running is futile. Where are you running to with that defective body of yours? And that foolish little brain.
Hey, incidentally, like, I know this is a Somnium and it's kind of supposed to be a puzzle thing. What is it you think that inspired him to bring a flashlight as though that would solve it? Doesn't that imply he knew where we were last time?
You're probably hiding here.
Ah, that wouldn't have worked, so I chose the only one that works.
Not here. No, you wouldn't hide here.
I didn't even think that was an option, was it?
It's not my fault I'm defective. It's all because of you. This pain and fear. How much more do I need to endure? I wanted to destroy everything. Everything.
The flashbacks and the present are being mixed up.
So she was experimented on when she was a child.
So cruel.
Fine. If I can't find her, I'll start with this one.
Not Bunny!
How much can you endure, child?
I assume this is a metaphor, which makes it even more upsetting than harming the rabbit. But either way, I'm not thrilled with this.
What was the password?
I think it was Hora Inst Undigo.
Oh, right. When my son was born, what was it I said about it?
When my son was born, what was it I said about it? What is the antecedent to it? The birth of the son? The son himself? Also, that's actually relevant information. I don't think we knew the gender of his actual child with Tokiko. I'm gonna write that down in my copybook. Not that that's, like, super important right now, but I think that's new relevant information.
An 8-letter word.
Hora Inst without Undigo?
No. rabbit is in pain. I need to save it.
Making a note of the nature of the password, as I think I'm seeing that because I'll need to solve it later.
That's no ordinary stuffed animal. We need to save it.
Ah, so this is the choice. I can go and interact with the rabbit to stop the experiment, which will, like, psychologically help Tuxedo Mask, but if it's consistent with the other Somnium branch that we've dealt with so far, it will probably lead to a not conclusive ending to the game, perhaps? Or I can go and, like, interact with Chikara in some way to, like, learn his password so that we can investigate the case more. Anyone have strong feelings about which one we do? I feel like we should save the rabbit. It is both a rabbit and an innocent child, which is, like, a combination of things that need to be protected. It's like a quantum superposition of things that we must protect. Even though, like, at some point we're probably gonna have to do both. Probably guess an 8-letter word. Yeah, but, like, there's a lot of 8-letter words, and also, Chikara's not, like, a normal person. He's a lizard zombie man. And so, like, the thing he said about his child being born is probably, like, delicious or something. Off the top of my head, I don't know if that's 8 letters. I'm just saying he's gross.
Chikara is still there. What should we do?
Let's go down for now.
Roger that.
He hasn't noticed us yet.
Tactical espionage action?
We should not make any large moves. We need to find a way.
Is there a new minigame associated with this? Exhausted the gas. I know, I'm tired too. She wanted to escape the experiment. She laments what she wasn't able to do as a child. Like she wanted to help more people escape, but was only able to escape herself. The Elspeth problem. Oh, gross. So he randomly, like, looks behind him?
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
We did it.
It really is Metal Gear,
we
huh?
need to be careful.
Isn't that one of the things the guards say? Real-time countdown, it says.
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
We cannot get close to the rabbit now. We have to distract Chikara somehow.
Distract him. Maybe we can break something.
Huh?
I feel like I was in view at that
Alright.
point.
Can we do something with the machines to get his attention?
Huh? I found you.
I didn't realize I was getting prompted for that and I died.
Aiba, get a hold of yourself!
This one I find more annoying than the other. Oh, it has a retry. It doesn't... Okay. It has retry and not, like, checkpoint retry. Like, I think they're both called retry. But it doesn't look like it's using a resource. Again, if we're doing, like, a narrative thing, like, it bothers me less. Okay. So, like, before I go over there, I have to break something, which, like, would have been good to know yesterday.
Huh?
Oh, come on.
I can't run.
Aiba,
So
get a
here,
hold of
so
yourself!
I just want to clarify.
Ah!
The annoying thing here is that if I press X to advance the text, it will sometimes advance the text without me doing that, and then interpret that as my input, which isn't great. I guess maybe I'm not supposed to advance the text, it's supposed to do it by itself, but, like, just the way it works in, like, 90% of the game, so it, like, feels really unnatural to, like, do that. But, like, I don't...
Huh?
That's not a hiding place?
Guess it was
How am I supposed to get to the other side of the room?
Alright.
Can we do something with the machines to get his attention?
It doesn't seem like it, because the game really doesn't want me to go over there. It's further away than where I started from?
Huh? Guess it was not.
Alright.
Can we do something with...
Alright, I do find this annoying. I'll be honest about that at this point.
Huh?
Like, I don't get what it wants me to do. Like, I just don't get what it wants me to do.
Alright. Can we do something with...
Like, I can't seem to climb. It seems like climb is the thing that would let me, like...
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
And, like, I can't make incremental progress because if he, like, turns around at any point, it, like, resets me to where I started. Like, I literally don't know what it wants me to do.
Alright.
I'm sure at this point I've missed out on some trophy, which is annoying, but, like,
Do
this is the
something
way
with
the game is
machines
designed. But, like, I, like, literally, like, don't even understand what to do by playing.
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
Alright.
Okay, that's weird. This time it, like, reset me to, like, wait to, like, behind the thing I was trying to get to. Even though I don't think at literally any other point it's worked that way.
Can we do something with the machine?
Oh, hold on. Give me this. It's mine now.
Isn't this one of those heart monitor things?
Yes, it monitors the electrical activity of the heart.
Can we do something with it?
More chemicals? I don't know what I expect either of these outcomes to be. There's another machine. I don't know if that's, like, more helpful. But, like, using it will, like, spend even more time, which is annoying. Let's... Let's pour chemicals.
The bottles of chemicals on the shelf. Grab them and pour them on it.
That would break the device. Are you certain?
Yeah, it's bound to get his attention.
This bottle looks perfect. How do we make it shatter over the machine?
Try throwing it from a distance.
Like here?
Hey, game, if I'm allowed to warp across the room, why do I have to do this? It seems like this did what I wanted it to do.
An error? Damn it, where is the manual?
Yeah, we did it!
The masked woman blank. She blank. Blank.
The stuffed rabbit is being shocked.
Is the electricity coming from the thing on its head?
Oh, there's another floating eyeball. That's cool. I doubt it's pull on rabbit. That feels like not the way you solve this problem. I mean, if I could simply take it off, that feels like it would be great. To not risk harm with drill. But it feels as though that's not super likely. I mean, I guess we're playing as... We're, like, recreating sort of a memory, or at least a concept from Tuxedo Mask's childhood, and she has tremendous strength, so maybe take off is right? She would just, like, break it with her hands?
No way! I would get shocked too.
Ah, so we should turn off the electricity first.
But there's no switch.
There has to be a way to control it.
The masked woman cared for someone more than herself. She blank.
The PC Chikara was operating earlier.
If we use this...
Oh dear, these are expensive. Like... Is this where I would control it from? It's just computer and table. So I have to be able to... something. I have to something.
Chikara's...
I mean, rewrite program is going to take an absolutely gargantuan amount of time. I have 111 seconds. It's like half of it? Like almost exactly half of it, right? Yeah. No. The countdown's in raw seconds, not minute seconds. So it's like... yeah, no, that's rightish. Look, never mind. So I could turn off computer. I don't know what press random button does, but it feels like that's not it. I'm gonna try to turn it off.
There is no power switch.
That's not right.
No cable either.
Oh, I forgot. It's one of those magical computers that doesn't use power and isn't a machine.
Can you shut it down?
I cannot find that function.
What's the operating system?
When
Linux?
she was young, she probably didn't know how to turn it off. So maybe that's why she can't end the Somnium.
Well, that was a lot of time. Okay, press random button. I probably should have used a timing.
Huh?
What was that?
I think I saw something that was not meant for my eyes.
When she was a child, Chikara experimented on her. It was traumatic and stayed with her. I mean, did that do it?
No.
It didn't. Like, what the crap?
Chikara's...
Game? These are the same, huh? This is probably better.
Rewrite the program and mess with this experiment.
This is a simple program. Easy.
I'm so good at guessing everything but the right one based on, like, random information. Like, just, okay, I just want to be clear about this. You know, Ditto says she doesn't know text, so maybe as a child she doesn't know what to do, so hit the random button. Sure. But, like, if that level of logic was applied, which the game to some extent says, that's fine. But, like, in order for her not to be able to turn off the computer or unplug it or something, the game has to create, like, a magic computer that doesn't run on power or have buttons. How would you ever turn the computer on? Like, the computer doesn't make any sense. And it's the only way that you can contrive the situation where, like, turn off computer isn't the best option in the vacuum of not knowing exactly how to operate the computer or the
I
experiment.
need to protect you, no matter what.
That rabbit must symbolize someone else going through the same experiments. They were supporting one another as victims of the same trauma.
So she wanted to protect someone.
Strange.
What is?
Her objective. Chikara is already dead.
Another
Revenge is
eyeball?
no longer an option. There is no point in continuing to involve herself in this case.
Yeah, good point. She's still around.
Ditto says, but it's a dream! No, but, like, my point is, if you design puzzles, like, again, whoever designed the puzzles of this game is kind of just insane. But, like, it's just frustrating because, like, I understand that, like, she's probably not gonna be able to hack the computer, so, like, rewrite the program doesn't seem like it makes sense as a solution. And I'll grant you that maybe it was the case that, like, back in history she pressed a random button because she didn't know what to do, but that's not the solution either. Like, turning it off is the thing that makes the most sense. And, like, it just doesn't do anything because they said so. But, like, somehow the thing that makes absolutely no sense is the answer. And it's just frustrating because it's like, I had to spend a tremendous amount of my time resource because that doesn't make sense, and because of the weird way that this, and only this Somnium works, with, like, a real-time counter trying to do tactical espionage action.
Is there another reason?
The masked woman cared for someone more than herself. She swore to protect them, putting them first. It's really weird for them to ask this hypothetical question, and then for the game to be like, here it is.
Huh? The screen changed. It reset. Now we're at the password screen.
If we enter the right one, we can probably learn something.
What should I enter?
Do you remember what Chikara said earlier?
When my son was born, what was it I said about it? An 8-letter word.
What can that word be?
That's...
He has not noticed me yet, but we have no time to waste. Let's try it.
What? This game is really bad at puzzles. Can I just say that, like, I know I keep saying this, but, like, this isn't how you do a puzzle. There are so many 8-letter words that could apply here. Like, that's not sufficient clue. Like, even, and this may truly be the case, I don't know, but, like, even if, like, 6 years ago, when we, like, first spoke to him, he, like, offhandedly said something that, like, would be an 8-letter word that could apply here, that was, like, 24, like, gameplay hours ago, or something. It better not be Horodori. That's an insane answer. It's, like, relevant to his life, but, like, why would that be the thing that he says? I'm not saying it's not possible. I just don't choose to enter that first because it would make me too upset. And undrained ghosts, too many letters. Accident, maybe? The thing is, like, it could be so many things. I mean, he definitely wasn't... He didn't want it. That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. Maybe? Maybe it's an accident? It could just be so many things. It's just, like, not a good puzzle. It's just not a good puzzle. Ooh, Steakums. Love Child is 9. He would not call it Love Child. Accident's, like, very plausible. It's just, like, a little generic. I'm trying to think of something that I feel like he would have said. Like, one that comes to mind is Abomination, but it's not 8 letters. I also don't love that space is an available key.
How would I know?
When my son was born, what was it I said about it? This is new information.
Okay. Okay. Boat. It probably was boat now that I think about it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think any Somnium has ever worked that way. I don't feel like I have any reason to assume, like, again, like, I mean, this all comes back to yesterday, and these things that, like, keep happening in this game that are very frustrating, right? Which is, like, even within the confines of this particular Somnium, failure is failure, right? So, like, I have no reason to think that I'm making a choice by doing this. Like, literally, there are puzzles in Zero Time Dilemma that are part of the reason that I hate Zero Time Dilemma that work this way. Is that it presents something to you that doesn't appear to be a choice, and it actually is a choice, and you're somehow supposed to know that with no prompting or information. So, like, it's supposed to be a choice here. Like, here's the thing. it seems like what I'm supposed to gather from this is, as Neko suggests in chat, that, like, yeah, we come back and we do it. Which, like, is obvious in hindsight, right? But, like, this is just another presentation of the thing I don't like, where the game presents you something supposing that you should know it. Like, the presentation is that I should have this information or be able to guess this information. If this was presented like the null number thing, where, like, it's just, like, entirely optional, and, like, you just move on with your life if you don't have it, it would bother me less than the game being like, quick, guess literally any 8-letter word. The deeper we get into this, the more fundamentally upset I am about the way we frame and we structure the game. A lot of the ideas are sound, but, like, they're presented in this, like, what feels to me like a really toxic presentation. Because, like, here's the thing, and this is probably going to sound childish or pedantic, and I'm fine with that. Take whatever you want from this. But, like, I play puzzle games because I like the experience of considering the framework provided by a puzzle and experimenting with the pieces of it and ultimately coming up with a solution and having the experience of feeling smart because I solved the thing. Which, this sounds stupid, I don't care. But the point is that I think that's actually pretty normal. Like, I think that's why people generally like puzzles, is because they like to feel smart. And the thing that keeps frustrating me about this game in particular, above all its other flaws, is how often it presents a puzzle without letting you do that. It specifically frames the puzzle to try and make you feel like an idiot. And then, if you, like, don't magically already have the solution, then it, like, kind of tells you the solution, which, again, isn't solving the puzzle. It's very annoying. It's, like, the antithesis of everything that's good about puzzle games, is how the presentation of this game handles it. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I hate it a lot. It's not just that, like, I wouldn't do it this way. I think it's subjectively wrong and bad to make a puzzle game work this way. It actually offends me.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing, you insubordinate test subject?
We need to hide.
What am I?
Huh?
Oh my god. I hate this too. I hate this a
I
lot.
need to protect.
Like, what am I do? Like, I don't.
Yes, it was nothing.
We need to be careful.
So if I stay still, I'm screwed, and if I move, I'm screwed? Is that how it works?
Huh? Yes, it was nothing.
We'll be found.
Oh, of course, I should wait for him to randomly scramble in another direction.
Here.
It's possible I just lost the Somnium, by the way. I'm really struggling to keep track of time because it's doing these weird real-time elements.
This is exciting. You're next.
Hey, Haggis, this is exactly what you thought would happen when you got here. Also, hi, Anime. Hi, everyone.
Aiba, get a hold
I'm
of yourself.
having a really bad time again. How are you doing? I got 10 eyeballs for that. Oh, this time I have to, like, actually retry. Like the first one and not like the second and third one. This might be a problem. Also, thank you for the resub, Haggis. 56 months is many months. Also, Anime had said... Wonder how much of the team got switched between this game and the last game, because some of the writers definitely changed. Since most of the AI are written to be more condescending. Like, there's definitely there's definitely changes. Some are subtle and some aren't, but like there's definitely like difference between the two games for sure. Wow. So if I don't use 2 retries to go back to Mental Lock 2, then I have 37 seconds to do 2 Mental Locks? That's not gonna happen. You got your engagement photos tomorrow? That's exciting, Haggis. To answer your question, tricks are bad. I'm having, like, a really bad time. The second day in a row that, like, I'm just, like, really upset about not just life, but also this game.
Always middle. I'll bring it.
So I have to climb up on the pipe.
We need to hide again.
He said we have to think.
Now, the problem is that, like, I don't really get to control how much time I use in the next part because, like, I don't fully understand the AI's, like, detection system in this, like, real-time espionage action sequence. So, like, I don't actually think I'm going to be able to save that much time, and I might have to do this, like, a lot. Like, I might have to replay this entire Somnium, like, multiple times, which, if you can't guess, is, like, definitely going to upset me a lot.
Does it hurt? It hurts, doesn't it?
I believe you mean hurts, don't it?
I always wanted to do a nerve gas resistance test. Running is futile. Where are you running to with that defective body of yours? And that foolish little brain? You're probably hiding here.
So far, this game hasn't provided me with, like, unlimited access to the hanging mode, Haggis, so I have not really done enough pull-ups for this.
Not here. No.
His pants are clipping through his monster jacket.
It's not my fault I'm defective. It's all because of you.
So I have to go over to the machine and throw chemicals at it. Like, that definitely seems like that was the right thing to do. And then I have to go and rewrite the code and not press a random button. And then that disconnects the rabbit directly, right? But then I only have, like... Then I only have one attempt to figure out how to hide from him in a sequence where it doesn't look like there's any place to hide and I don't have any time to think about it. Like, it just feels bad, man. Like, it just feels super bad.
Pain and fear. How much more do I need to endure? I wanted to destroy everything.
The flashbacks and the present are being mixed up.
So she was experimented on when she was a child.
So cruel.
Fine. If I can't find her, I'll start with this one. How much can you endure, child? What was the password?
You know what? I think I know what it is now. And hopefully you can tell by the way I said that I don't know what it is, but I have a really stupid guess.
Right. When my son was born, what did I say about it? An 8-letter word.
You know what? I think I can think of a time when I might have gotten this information, but I don't remember what the word would be. So it, like, doesn't actually help me.
No.
But if I'm right about that fact, then I'd know who the character is. Which, like, probably isn't much of a surprise at this point, given that we've confirmed the sex of the baby.
That's no ordinary stuffed animal. We need to save it.
Chikara is still there. What should we do?
Let's go down for now.
Roger that.
He hasn't noticed us yet.
We should not make any large moves. We need to find a way.
Huh?
God, I hate this
It
so
was
much.
nothing.
Eat someone. That's a good one. I like that.
We did it.
Huh?
I really hate this, like, a big number.
We cannot get
Distract.
Huh? Guess it.
all right.
The thing that's frustrating about this part is that I just have so little control over this. Like, unless I'm misunderstanding something, which is maybe possible, but it doesn't seem like hiding behind the little cart protects me from being spotted by him. And so, if that's true, it doesn't seem like there's actually any control that I have over how far I'm able to get. And from what I've witnessed, it doesn't seem like I'm supposed to actually be able to get all the way from here to the other corner where I want to be in one shot. The thing I want to do is get, like, slightly more than halfway there, and then the game will just warp me to there. Which, again, just, like, feels like that's not game mechanics. It feels like we only, like, half-programmed this.
Can we do something with the machines to get his attention?
What does the quick time do? I think it is you duck back where you came from, even if you're, like, 8 feet away from it.
Huh?
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
All right.
It's really annoying. I hate it, like, a lot. Like, it's just, this isn't how I would do this. Like, if you really want to have a stealth section, I should have control over the stealth. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to do it this
Can
way.
we do something with the machines to get his attention?
Huh?
Like, I don't know why he's spotting me when he's looking to the left and I'm to his right. Like, no part of this makes sense to me. Like, the only thing I seem to have control over is, like, when I start to walk. So it seems like the thing I should be doing is, like, waiting for him to look the other way and then get as far as I can. But, like, what happens is, like, he looks to the left and I'm on the right and he still notices me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
All right.
Can we do something with the machine?
Do you like those 2 lines of dialogue? I hope you like those 2 lines of dialogue.
Huh?
I have no control over this at all. Like, what's the thing I'm supposed to be doing? I don't understand
Do
it.
something?
Like, I literally don't know what I did before, and thus I can't replicate it. Oh, I'm sorry, is that how it's supposed to work? That's
Is this one of those
insane.
heart monitor things?
Okay, here's what I just learned. And tell me if I'm in the wrong for not guessing this. But it seems like if I stop moving, even if I am completely out in the open, then I don't get detected. It has actually nothing to do with stealth. If I sit, it's like red light, green light. It's like the first episode of Squid Game. I get caught if I'm moving at all. But if I stand completely in the open, he can't see me. You know what? He's not a lizard, he's a dinosaur. If I don't move, he can't see me.
Yes. Can we do something?
Oh, you ever have that feeling where you wish you were dead?
The bottles of chemicals on this.
That would break the device.
Yeah, it's bound to get his attention.
Ew is a good one. Boo's also pretty good
This
too.
bottle looks perfect.
Obviously,
How do we
we're
make a
adding some
shadow
extra
over the
letters, but you
machine?
might as well.
Try throwing it from a distance.
Like
I think I'm gonna blow you all away with my guess when we get there, because like I don't think I'm actually gonna figure out what it is, but I have a good guess.
An error? Damn it, where is the manual?
Hey, by the way, this Somnium doesn't rank highly on the good scale.
Did it!
I don't know if I made that clear. I just felt like I should make that clear. I do not have a lot of time. That took me like a really long time to do.
the PC chip.
We use
I think I want equals 10 seconds here. Yeah, because I'll get an equals 11 seconds, which is basically the same. 1/5 might be more helpful if we get to really low time. Because it can make something that's like 10 into 2, which might help. So we rewrite the program.
And mess.
This is a...
I can't let you get put through any more pain. I need to...
Then we get the password prompt.
That rabbit must symbolize someone else going through the same experiments. They were supporting one another as victims of the same trauma.
The problem I have is that the obvious password is Lyoko, and that it's not the right number of
So
letters.
she wanted to protect someone.
Strange.
What is?
Her objective. Chikara is already dead. Revenge is no longer an option. There is no point in continuing to involve herself in this case.
Yeah, good point. She's still around.
Do you like how the stands with the IV bags in them are drifting a little bit? I hadn't noticed it, but now you have to notice it, because I see it. It's probably deliberate, but I don't know why.
Is there another reason?
Huh? The screen changed. It reset. Now,
If we enter the right one, we can probably learn something.
what should I enter?
Do you remember what Chikara
I actually
said
just had a good
earlier?
guess, but it's 7 letters and not 8.
When my son was born...
It would be really funny if it was password. What was that 8-letter word I said when my son was born? Password!
An 8-letter word.
What can that word be?
That's...
He has not noticed me yet. But we have no time to waste. Let's try it.
You ready? Because I'm telling you, it's a really good guess. Eight letters, and it indicates that he wanted to be very good friends with his son. Huh? I think I'm onto something. It wasn't butthole.
I know.
I'm really surprised by this. I really thought that was gonna be it.
When my son was
Oh
born,
my
what was it I
gosh.
said about it? This is new information.
So now I don't know what to do, and I don't have any resources to play with, which is annoying. Hide together.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing, you insubordinate test subject?
We need to hide.
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
We need to be careful.
Oh, good. It started me back at start again.
Huh?
This is the worst. This system is so bad.
We'll be found.
Huh?
Okay, awesome. So here's what's great about that is now I have to do the entire Somnium over again. Like, this is not good design. Oh no, this time it gives me retry. The last time, it forced me to do a retry with resources. Which, if it did that again, I would have to restart the whole thing.
Huh? Guess it was...
All right.
Can the rabbit hide with us?
Huh?
It's like, this is impossible. The controls for this are so heinous.
All right.
Can the rabbit hide with...
Huh? Guess it was nothing.
All right.
Can the rabbit hide with us?
Hide behind the partition.
Here!
This isn't gonna work. No, it's gonna jump scare me and I'm dead. This sucks.
This place. No good.
This might be the worst Somnium. this might be the worst one. I was asked yesterday what I thought was the worst one, and I couldn't come up with like a truly definitive answer because there's so many like individually bad parts of ones that aren't totally terrible. But I think this is the worst one. There's a lot of things I don't like about it, and it might just be the worst way to implement all of its ideas. I hate it a lot. Like, this level of frustration approaches the sort of thing that would make me stop playing the game entirely. It's not there, but this is easily the closest that either of these games have actually managed. Start Somnium from the beginning? What do you think? Like, I don't know how to explain to you how frustrating these stealth things are, because, I already don't particularly like stealth games. I'll say that up front. I'm not good at them. I don't really like them. The idea is fine. It's just not for me. When it's incorporated into a game like this, I would like to think that you would tone down the elements and not make it super hard. But setting that aside, here's the thing that's frustrating about it. Is, let me compare this to the stealth sections in the Spider-Man Noir segments of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions. Because it's, the closest thing to a dedicated stealth game that I've played and not outright hated, but, still was really bad. They had, a visible cone of detection. Which, easy mode or whatever. But, at least the game gave you some indication of what they were looking at, and made it clear that, if you didn't go into their line of sight, you wouldn't get caught. The problem is that I don't get, a really properly objective camera here, but the game thinks it's doing the same thing. So, he has, a red forehead light on. And he does, a sweep of the room, and if you're moving, when he does that, you get caught immediately. But, because I don't know where or how I'm trying to hide, because, my objective isn't clear to me, I have to focus on where I'm going. I can't focus on where he is. So, he's wandering around erratically. I have no idea what pattern he's following, because he's just, lurching around like a zombie man. And so, I don't know at what point he's randomly turning on the red spotlight. I don't know where I'm going. And if I move, at all, there's, no margin of error. If I move at all, I immediately get detected and have to go back to where I started. So it's not even I can make, little incremental bits of progress. I keep getting reset. And it's possible for him to go back to where I started and just catch me. That's what got me screwed the first time. So, I don't know what to do. I just don't have agency here. I'm just playing random number generator to see if I can walk for long enough and far enough that I can try something. And even then, I reached a point where I lost a coin flip, and then now I have to do the entire Somnium over, because I lost a coin flip. Again, randomly guessing at things because I don't know my objective or the correct answer leads me to waste an absolute ton of time having to replay a section, which doesn't prove any additional level of skill or knowledge, and, isn't a satisfying thing to spend my time doing. If I'm playing, a platformer, and I have to replay the platforming level, I can, get better at learning timing or whatever. But, it's just random. I can't learn any better than what I've already done. I hate it so much. You must be sick of me, but, I can't do this and not complain about it. I think it's just bad.
You gotta...
Let me get up, and then I go behind the barrels.
What?
He's coming.
But where?
And what's even more frustrating is
Did I
I've
make it in
guessed
time?
correctly out of a bunch of random choices, probably at least as often as I've guessed every wrong choice. And it didn't help me at all.
What is that?
He looks everywhere, but he doesn't have a flashlight, so he can't find me even though a jump scare happens. Then he turns on the nerve gas and closes the door, hoping that I'll die. And then I just am supposed to know that I look up, and that's the solution to the puzzle. Oh, hey, look! It's been a really long time since this triggered because the game isn't actually tracking the passage of time. For the first time ever, it doesn't actually feel like this could happen at any time, but it can. Alright, so I need Impish Brave. So... how deep do you like your ocean? Brave is 1,000. Sure. Great. Don't hate that at all. Okay, back out. The timer has started. Look up.
An air duct.
Look at the duct. Jump on the duct.
Iva, look. The gas is getting sucked into the duct.
It must be.
Why am I not skipping this? Skipping this. We sucked out all the gas. Then the bad segment starts. Alright, I have to do this first. I literally forgot about this step. He looks everywhere. The flashlight doesn't help because I'm in the duct. She wants to destroy everything. He does an experiment on a rabbit. I have to try and, like, not move it precisely the right time, which isn't how anything works.
Huh?
God bless America.
We did it.
Heart
Isn't this one
monitor.
of those-
Yes.
Somehow it gave me credit for that. I'm not gonna question it. Do a 1/3. Do a 1/3. I need, like, really all the time I can get. 4 chemicals.
The bottles of...
Skip. And it should set us to the far side of the room. At which point we can pretty much... we kind of have free reign to go over to the computer, I think, if we take the long way. He might catch us if we walk close to him. I don't know. Not messing around with it. So we go to the computer,
We used...
we rewrite the programming. This time we don't use a timey. Is that right? No, we use the timey. I had an extra timey last time because I guessed a wrong thing. I think I'd rather... 55 is probably close to as bad as it's going to get the way this is structured.
Rewrite the program and...
So we free the rabbit, and then we have to guess the password.
That rabbit must symbolize someone else going through the same experiments.
I keep thinking of 7-letter words that would work, but not 8-letter words.
They were
So she...
strange.
What is?
Her object Chikara is already dead. Revenge is no longer an option. There is no...
Yeah, good point. Is there another reason?
Huh? The screen reset.
If we enter the right one...
What should I enter?
Do you remember what Chikara said?
Let's try it.
Just can't think of what it is. I feel like when I find it out, it will either seem super obvious in hindsight, or it will make me mad again. The words that have come to mind since then that are 7 letters are problem or bastard in the technical sense. But they are not the correct number of letters. I don't think it's abhorrent. I mean, that's definitely, like, on the right track, Neko, but, like, it just doesn't seem just doesn't seem like the thing he'd say, even with his weird vocabulary. Oh, no, he hates his kid. So, like, what we know for sure, without even confirming who the kid is, we know that the kid he didn't want the kid, and he, like, coerced Tokiko. Well, actually, no. Hold on. He has other kids, right? I think the game has confirmed that it's not just Tokiko's child. Like, I've been working under the assumption that it's Tokiko's kid. But we know that he hates Tokiko's kid. But he has actual children, doesn't he? I think when we got that background, we were told that, like, he already had a family and that it was like an affair. That, if anything, makes this worse. No. No. I'm really shocked it's not butthole. Unfortunately, now that I've gone into the screen, I can't, like, look at my files. I might be able to, like, find something. My son was born. What was it I said about it? I said it was a really good guess. The game implies we shouldn't know the answer, I agree. But, like, we're here and we get a guess. Sure, sure. Nah, it wasn't disaster.
When my son was born, what was it I said about it? This is new and...
Part of the reason I really wanted to make a guess is because if I did that, I might not have to do the stealth section, which I'm really not gonna like even a little bit at all. Phyrexian completes is 8 letters. It sure is. That would be an interesting crossover. Universes beyond.
Huh?
Oh my god. I just, like, I swear to God, I hate this so much. I hate this such a big amount.
Huh? Guess it was not.
We need to be...
Huh?
Like, I don't know! I don't know how to do it! I don't know how to do it! Is there like a... Can you do the God of War thing where if you screw up enough times it insults your intelligence and it just lets you be done with it? Because I hate this so much. Like, I'm losing my... He wandered away.
Huh?
Oh my god.
Guess it was nothing.
We'll be found.
Oh, I'm not where I thought I was. Okay. Off your stupid red light. Roxanne, you don't have to put on your red light. Inside workbench.
Here.
Oh, thank God. Protect no matter what. That sure sounds a whole lot easier than everything else I've done today.
Right here. It's not opening.
This is annoying. This is annoying. Like, this is another one of those really frustrating situations where, like, the only way to know that this is the right thing is to have precognitive knowledge that for some reason one of the doors to this is broken and he can't figure out how to get inside. Like, progression through the game shouldn't be coin flips when there's consequences to calling the wrong thing.
If you're not going to come out, then watch what happens.
I don't think you can hold a child that way.
Test subjects who don't obey shall be punished.
Is that a different yeah, that's a different table. It looks very similar to the other table.
Don't you worry. The hole will repair itself. We're at agreed, sure. Let's see if that hypothesis is correct.
What now? I should have a bunch of time, but...
So scary. I don't want to hurt anymore. I need to protect the rabbit. No matter what.
No choice.
Okay.
Beat him up.
Nice, Iva.
Now's our chance. There's no switch. I can't stop it.
Who designs these machines? This entire laboratory is such garbage. All the machines just like magically work without the need to draw power from anything and have no emergency stop. OSHA would have a field day.
Huh? Mizuki, what do we do?
Stop drill?
She said that she'd protect them, no matter what.
I understand. We have no choice.
Iva, your hands! It's fine, you can stop!
This
I mean,
is
she has
not
shrimp
because
hands that
of
aren't
your
actually real.
And I am not in control either. It hurts. I do not know how much more I can stand, but...
Why is she programmed to feel
she would
pain?
have done anything to protect the rabbit. So in other words, this is her will. This is her dearest wish. Isn't that right?
Why is she able to participate in Somnium in this way? That's never been established.
You're nothing but a defense.
Is it imbecile? Is the password imbecile?
It's so stupid. Even if I wanted to avoid his experiments, I couldn't break his machines. I couldn't fight back.
Well, this is horrible.
Things are different now.
Stop!
Examination over. I will protect them. I won't let you hurt them.
The Nirvana Initiative is proceeding as planned. Humanity will eventually reach moksha.
I wonder if the person that she will protect at all costs is us, is Mizuki. Because we know that Mizuki was somehow involved with, like, Horodori genetic experimentation. And we also know that every time that we find ourselves in trouble, she appears and beats up a bunch of people. Do you know what the worst part is? I don't know if you can guess what the worst part is. We got there eventually, and I'm not happy about it, because I've spent like almost 2 hours doing this, and have had a really bad time doing it. But do you know what the worst part is? Because there's a branch in the Somnium, I'm going to have to do it again. Trophy, yay me. Oh, good. The next chapter's called Hell. The funny thing about that is, pretty sure I just made it through.
I'm sorry, but I looked into your head.
You know, I know that nothing we ever do is admissible in court because, you know, that's not how Abyss works. Still kind of feel like we should have someone around for this.
Into your dream, to be more technical about it.
I mean, we're like an 18-year-old girl.
I want to ask you a few things. Is that okay?
You've already brought me here. It's a little late to ask for permission.
It's really interesting that in 2 games, I think Masked Woman is the first character to ask that.
Or were you intending we play some card games here or something?
Yeah, this is the best character in the game, huh? Donation asks, okay, legit, how does she eat? There's a mouth, it's just on the wrong half of the head. Wouldn't Pewter have some solvent for the glue? Maybe that's why he's not here. I have to play the game now, huh? Hey, that mask is really stylish.
That mask is really stylish. Where'd you get it? I want one too.
Why isn't Aiba in our head?
What?
What are you trying to do here, Mizuki?
I wanted to lighten the mood. I
Oh,
thought
she
she'd
just
open up
winked
a little.
weirdly. I thought when she had her eye closed that she, like, took her eye out for some reason. Tell me about the mysterious person.
There was a person that appeared in your dreams. He said this.
The Nirvana Initiative is proceeding as planned.
He said this. What's that, ma'am? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. He's basically like a Charlie Brown adult. I mean, come on.
Humanity will eventually reach moksha.
That was Terror, wasn't it? Which means you've met him. Why aren't you answering?
Because I don't want to.
Is Terror the person that Masked Woman will protect at all costs?
Why not?
Because I don't.
Tell me about the Nirvana Initiative.
Unfortunately, I don't know any specifics. All I know is the plan. To cause a worldwide simultaneous bug and have all of humanity reach moksha. That's the gist of it.
Well, what does that mean? I don't understand.
Neither does anyone. Don't think too hard about it. When you do, the game kind of falls
I
apart.
don't either. All I know is that's their plan.
Nice.
Yes. But ever since Tokiko was killed, their plans have become even more shrouded in mystery.
I mean, they have to have a new leader, right? Is it Momoru? Is he in charge now?
I don't understand it.
He's like the only other named character involved with knives in the present. I sure feel like I didn't learn anything important here.
I told you everything I can share with you right now. Now let me go.
I can't just let you leave.
Why? Do you want to play card games?
You know I want to play card games, but that's not the point!
Some bridge, maybe.
Mizuki, I do not think we can get any more information from her.
Also, I don't know whether she has a moped or motorcycle on, so that we can play card games on motorcycles.
Squeak, squeak.
We should think this through.
Think what through?
Where we are headed next. When we wink synced into that Nai's member at the shrine, he said this.
I'm looking forward to the rehearsal tonight.
No, but the rehearsal premiered last night. We won't get another one until next Friday.
Rocket with TC Purge and the Warhead.
And Terror's diary said,
I love that we don't have a voiced line for this. The Nirvana Initiative! I'm gonna make it a reality! Yeah, this is the darkest timelines version of the Carousel of Progress, huh? TC Purge, such a wonderful
so
virus!
tonight's rehearsal is for...
You can't share a moped. You can't play card games on a single motorcycle, Ditto. That's outrageous.
The Nirvana Initiative?
It is true we do not know the details, but they are almost certainly connected.
But we don't know where to go.
We do! I swear to God! Why do you make the easy things impossible, and impossible things are supposedly easy? What's wrong with you? Is there, like, something wrong with your brain?
True.
Do you have the TC Purge?
Rehearsal. Oh, I remember!
You're like 30 steps behind me, and I'm furious about it.
Let me just tell you this. The practice run will be done on the rooftop of Misatan.
Hey, where are you going? I'm not
Tell
a
her.
suspect.
That's okay. Again, you can say that you didn't do it, but you can't say you're not a suspect. That's not how it works.
If you don't let me go, it's illegal detention.
That is correct.
Fine, come with me.
I came to Misatan with the masked woman. I gave her all the details in the car ride over. Wait, what? Where did we get a car? We've literally spent this entire game driving around on our moped. Why do... We don't have a car! We came up to the rooftop when something caught my eye. Is it an entire Ryuki? It's a weird way of putting it, but he's here and it's notable.
Ryuki? What are you doing here?
Oh, Mizuki. I'm here for the investigation, of course.
Of course. Oh, hang on. It's that time again. Oh, let's see. What fish do we like? I want impish. So impish fish is salmon for reasons. Okay, we did it. We got the last one. And we got the trophy for it. I became an adultie. Thanks for talking to me so muchy. Okay, now it's a little hard to tell, but I think the theory is correct that this last one is the receptionist. However, I'm covering it up, but it says the name of this is Ristukoi, which, to be honest, didn't know her name. Well, we're gonna leave you around for a while. Yeah, the thing I wanted to check was the file. I wanted to see if we have her name. I don't think we got it in the last game, but maybe I just didn't check it. Receptionist. Yep, Ritsuko. Ritsuko Enshu. Did she even have a file in the last one? I'm pretty sure I didn't check it, but did she actually have one? Age 36, birthday June 22nd, profession, receptionist at Lemniscate, likes yellow spotted river turtles and Atami. Wait, if she likes Atami, then how come she didn't want to go to Atami a second time? Dislikes men that act like ballers but are really scrubs. That's very funny. Hobbies, slots are the way to go, baby. Skills, anti-aging techniques. Sure. Overview. The receptionist at Lemniscate. She loves a man with a deep, gravelly voice, you know? She's totally in love with that shiz. Kinda has an upset stomach lately, which sucks. You know what? Yeah. Heck, it says, I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a little bit taller. I bet if you had a girl that looked good, you would call her tomorrow morning for those engagement photos. Am I correct in that assumption? Yeah, it's a really good overview. Well, now we have a pocket receptionist for the moment, which sounds dirtier when I put it like that. We do need to communally decide who will be our forever companion. But since all of the characters in this game appear, or all the characters in the eyeball, they seem to be characters who are common to both games. That was sort of our supposition. Creative question. Any PS5 games you'd recommend? I have a few exclusives that I, honest to God, just haven't played at all, so I can't really recommend them. But if you haven't played Returnal, Returnal is exceptional. You're looking at the Ferris wheel. Can I wing sync with her? Who do I wing sync with? Sense some tension here.
Is she glaring at Ryuki?
Her heart rate is rising. She seems agitated by something.
Why?
Unknown.
That seems relevant. Who says, I want Mama in our pocket. That sounds like a threat. Neko, I don't know that I am equipped to explain to you all of the cultural context of Ballers and Scrubs. But the best thing I could recommend is looking up the song No Scrubs and then trying to find a breakdown of the lyrics. I think that's the best thing I can do to point you in the right direction. She did tell us to be careful of Ryuki, but she never elaborated on why. I feel like I should wing sync with her, even though I always want to wing sync with Ryuki when I have the option.
It's not that I don't understand why, but... I'll still never forgive you.
What is she angry about?
Something from the fallout of the incident 6 years ago in the cathedral. Hi, Ryuki. You okay, buddy?
You don't seem well, physically or mentally.
I'm not sure he slept at all in 6 years, which, like, isn't great.
I'm fine. If anything, I'm feeling good.
It's all right now, because I am here!
He's doing his ventriloquist act again, and I don't appreciate it.
Ultra +1!
You see?
Yeah, you know, now... Could a guy who's struggling physically and mentally do this? It's all right now, because Half Might is here.
Mr. Date seemed well, too.
Oh, don't say that. That's not a good thing to say.
What?
I saw him earlier.
Don't say that.
What are you talking about?
He was probably hallucinating. Pay it no mind.
I don't know. That might literally be true, but either way, I don't like
As I
it.
instructed before, it is generally better to not challenge those kinds of delusions, or else
The symptoms might get worse.
Why are you here, buddy?
Like I said earlier, I'm here for the investigation.
Yeah, super cool.
I got some important info. Here, on the rooftop. Something...
Did you find the thing that Komeji stole?
terrible is going to happen.
He seems weirdly excited about it.
It looks like something terrible has already happened to you, Ryuki.
true.
Hey, why are you looking at that Ferris wheel,
I'm
friend?
waiting
Waiting?
for it to come down.
I thought he might be waiting on the world to change. Not sure which one would take
What
longer.
do you mean? Hey, are you listening to me?
Nah.
Oh well. Let's just leave Ryuki be for now.
Right.
Yeah, probably best.
Hey, bastard.
Is that to me? Him, me? Him, me?
You...
Oh, dang. It's implied that she punched him. In a very Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub fashion. Oh, he unconscious now. She really doesn't like him. Which is interesting. I can only assume that between that wink sync and her attitude and, like, physically assaulting him just now, that, like, somehow in the wake of the incident 6 years ago, he spoke to her afterward and, like, either informed her of, like, something, like, dubious that he was doing, or, like, coerced her into doing something she didn't want to do, and, like, she hates him for it.
What?
It's fine, he unconscious now.
Why did you punch him out of nowhere like that?
I kicked him too.
Oh, well, see, that's better, as long as it wasn't just punching.
That's not the point.
It's not like I hit him in a weak spot.
I didn't even use a super effective
That's
move.
not an answer.
I haven't gotten him back for 6 years ago.
Am I forgetting something that we already saw that he did to her? I don't think so. It would have to have been, like, after the fact, I think.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, where is the rocket? We need to find it or else...
What the?
Mizuki.
I know.
I don't think it's in the arcade. I mean, he was looking at the Ferris wheel. I don't know about all that. I mean, it's dark. I don't think I'm seeing it. I guess I talked to her? No, I don't. So, the arcade then? There aren't any rockets here. It's a row of vending machines, but they're not rocket vending machines. The Ferris wheel is a Ferris wheel. Oh, hang on. Oh, of course, this is just like mystery wall with no threatening context. This I should randomly determine is the thing.
There!
A rocket. Mizuki.
Yeah!
How is there no one, like, aiming this or whatever?
Crap!
We didn't succeed. Ah, just kidding, it was practice. Either that or, like, it's just supposed to rain down on everyone. Womp, 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 womp. Applause, 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 applause. Uh-huh. It's okay. It's a really long, lingering shot. For reasons. Time feels like it's passing much more slowly now that I'm not doing that terrible Somnium. Now it's Valentine's Day, everybody! Happy Valentine's Day! That means it's only it's Tokiko's birthday eve. Most likely that will be the day. Oh, okay, great.
Andy's Komeiji. This is the left half of the man named Yonaharu Enda.
That was a man's entire left side. So, like, I guess it is implied that because we found Tokiko's half body in the bread slicer, they didn't put her half body somewhere the way the other half bodies have been appearing. But, like, if we don't account for that, we obviously skipped her.
What does this mean? What is it doing here?
We should investigate. Then we
Do
can
we have
discuss
to?
what we have learned.
Start by talking to the inspector and leave no possible room for the game to prevent me from talking to him like it did last time, which I am still mad about. Hey man, thanks for your hard work, like seriously.
Oh, thank you. It is tough coming out here so early in the morning.
Yeah, but what can you do? It's the job. Well, to me, it's more than a job. It's my life, and I'm dedicated to solving this case. This is personal.
I see. I can tell you're really committed to this.
Because you said so just now. Hey, what was your name again?
I'm so confused.
Tell me
I
why.
don't remember if I've told you my name or not.
This poor man is definitely going to become the Joker.
Anyway, I'm going to make this quick and easy.
Okay.
My name is Kagami. Please don't forget it.
You know, one of these days, he's gonna get it, like, tattooed on his chest, and instead of answering us, he's just gonna tear his clothes off. Kagami! Any new
Komeji's
intel?
time of death is around 10 o'clock on the 13th. He didn't have anything on him. I guess it goes without saying that the cause of death is the same as all the previous victims.
How do you mean? That it was like a few hours before the body was found? That's been consistent on this end. I don't think that was consistent in the past. I think the time of deaths were more
No
varied.
sign of hair, fingerprints, not even footprints.
I mean, it would be hard for him to leave multiple footprints in his condition.
As a precaution, I've tested the area with luminol reagents. I thought maybe we could find Terror's prints.
Luminol reagents emit light when they react to the iron in blood.
What's interesting is I don't think that's a reused asset. I think that's a new one. And they didn't have to do that.
Consider an imperceptibly small bloodstain, or old bloodstains that have been cleaned up or otherwise removed over time. Luminol will allow us to detect such things.
Yeah, I know. Boss beat that kind of stuff into me like a million times.
Unfortunately, the sun is out. Picture an egg. It's too bright to see anything, really. I'll look again after we set up some shade.
It's gonna say, I feel like we could do that artificially for sure. Mr.
I'm gonna bite you! It's Kagami!
He's so happy about that one. Let's see what he's thinking about right now. Oh, he dead. He died. That's a shame. He's got, like, markers, like, attached to his, like, armband. That's interesting.
Laying dead. Not for any particular reason.
Good man. That might be my favorite wink sync so far. That one's very good.
Kagaichi! Kagani!
Kagami.
But, like, which one of those is your name? I asked for your name and you gave me 3 options. Which one's your name? I know his name already. I don't think I need to ask again. I think I know his name. Probably don't need to ask. His name has disappeared into the void. Let's ask again.
You're never gonna remember it, huh?
Your name doesn't really matter.
Ow!
I remember you. I know that you're hardworking and kind. Isn't that enough?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome,
I look
Kaniza.
forward to seeing you around, Mr. Sutsugamushi.
It's not even a little
I
close.
changed my mind. Names are important.
Okay, I think we're done there for now. Hey, Grump Guy. Who found this one?
The security guard here. He was patrolling the rooftop amusement park this morning and found it.
He also found an unconscious police officer who had previously attempted to shoot someone in this area.
That was around an hour ago, so 6 a.m.
By the way, that was a very good joke. I know the comedic timing is lost, but I know that when he said 3 words that started with K, only one of them being his name, the response, "Aset, you bet," is very good. It's very well done.
After that, we got some more intel on the situation from Abyss.
Is that so?
That's how I ended up here.
I don't know the consequences of this action, but I'm gonna give this man chocolate because it's a weird thing that the game is letting me do, and why not do it? I took some chocolate out of my pocket and handed it to the detective. It's Turlo chocolate, which doesn't appear to come with the stickers.
What is this?
It's Valentine's Day, idiot!
It's Valentine's Day, so...
This doesn't mean anything. You can't get on my good side with this.
He seems really happy about this.
This is too easy.
I got trivia for that. Hang on. The chocolate I gave you just now was bought in bulk by Mizuki last night. Today is Valentine's Day. Mizuki said, I gave a guy 10 yen chocolate and they get really happy about it. Then they'll do anything I ask them. She's a terrible woman. That's weird trivia. Thanks, though.
Yeah, 2 things stick out to me.
Tell me 2
3
things.
days ago, 1 a.m. on the 11th, this department store experienced a building-wide power outage.
It's kind of weird that never got mentioned.
Someone cut the cable.
What else?
Doesn't that just mean that they're paying for streaming services instead of, like, archaic cable?
Security guard told me a funny story.
I really hope that this doesn't actually count as a lead and it's just a funny
I
story.
recorded it. It's up on the cloud.
I'll listen now. Iba?
Got it. I'll play it.
4 hours after the power outage, so like 5 o'clock in the morning on the 11th. Someone walked by the security room at the rear entrance.
Oh, baby.
They were pulling something on wheels.
What was it?
I don't know, everything was dark because of the power outage. I didn't see their face either. I couldn't hit it with a flashlight fast enough. Anyway, they broke in and climbed up the stairs. I went after them. But they got the jump on me halfway up the stairs. They pushed me over.
Oof.
I fell down the stairs and blacked out.
What a funny
Do
story.
you know where they might have been going?
My guess is the rooftop. I heard them muttering under their breath. Rooftop. Rooftop.
That's inconclusive. They could be going anywhere.
I need to get the bow.
The bow.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. But they weren't speaking very clearly. I couldn't really hear.
Correct, he fell down some stairs. Is that not a funny story? Did I misunderstand? I was told to expect a funny story.
I think they were really drunk. I could smell alcohol the whole time I was chasing after them.
Was it a man or a woman?
Sounded like a man.
What about the department store? Anything stolen? Broken?
No, nothing.
Do you have footage?
No. The power outage caused the security system to go down. This all went down 3 days ago in the early morning, and the same thing happened this time around.
You mean about the power cable?
Yeah, cut again. Around 4 a.m. this morning.
Feels like maybe we'd want to, like, improve security or whatever.
So they let the same thing happen twice. How moronic.
This is quite curious.
You're quite curious.
What exactly happened on the 11th?
The power outage happened at 1 a.m., right? And 4 hours later, a suspicious person went up to the rooftop amusement park.
I got a couple questions about this. So, like, presumably, that power outage either is linked to Nizatlaz putting the missile on the roof of this building, or at least that's what the game wants to think right. But, so if we assume that to be true, then it means that they brought it upstairs and either constructed this weird small room that we had to x-ray in order to see the missile, or they brought the missile up and put it in that little room. Now, if the room was already there, you would think it served some purpose, and that someone in, like, 2 work days would have figured out that there was, like, an entire rocket launcher on the roof of the building. And if they created the shed themselves so as to obscure it, you would think that the employees would immediately notice that someone had constructed an entire room, and then ultimately find out that there was a missile launcher in it. Either way, it doesn't make very much sense to me that this didn't happen, like, after closing the same day the missile was fired.
Mizuki, let's investigate.
Oh, good, it's my favorite mechanic!
Got it.
Jason!
Before we begin, let me inform you of something. The inspector said that he covered the area with luminol reagent, correct? Usually, the naked eye could detect a reaction, so long as the area was dark.
I thought you actually needed a blacklight to cause it to appear. But I guess that's only if it's too light for it to naturally glow? Weird substance.
But because it is currently bright out, that is impossible.
He did say they were going to set up shade or something.
We do not need to wait for that. Luminol reactions are a type of oxidation. Oxidation releases heat very faintly.
So we can see it using thermo.
Correct.
Got it. Let me look around.
Virtual reality activation. Oh, hang on. Let's talk to our good friend. Tell me a big bro type reptile. Alright, chat. What's a big bro type reptile? Is it saltwater crocodile, anaconda, Komodo dragon, or leatherback turtle? I feel like anaconda and crocodile are both solid picks. Komodo dragon, a little bro. My ex-boyfriend's thing was like an anaconda. There you go. Somehow eyeball-y receptionist lacks even further subtlety than the real one. Confirm luminol reaction. Well, that's weird.
Is this a luminol reaction?
Yes. As I explained, the reaction emits heat, which is why you can see it.
So that means there was a bloodstain here in this shape.
Not was, is. A trace amount of blood, invisible to the naked eye.
What is the shape, though?
You can't tell?
Could it be...
half a body?
It's the shape of the left half of someone's body.
But it's not Komeiji, right? The body shape and height are different.
Doesn't look drastically different to me. In fact, like, the shape of the head makes it seem more like Komeiji than the average person.
Indeed. It must be from another body. Judging by the rate of oxidation, the body must have been placed here sometime between the 10th and the 11th.
That's weird. Hold on a second. Flowchart. So, we're on the 14th. So that means that the body would have been put there, like, when we started investigating? Like, the same day, or like... No, not the same day. But, like, within 24 hours of Jin Fudore's body being found? That's weird.
Whose body was it?
Unknown. We would need to run DNA tests.
Also, there's something actually really upsetting about this specific thing that we're doing right now, where, like, we're detecting, like, a bloodstain from, like, a half a body. It implies that the half bodies are, like, as gruesome as I would think they are, and we're just being super casual about it. I don't know, it feels weird to me.
In any case, the victim's body was severed in half. The culprit is no doubt Terror, and it was likely Terror that brought the body here.
Now, hang on, let's not jump to conclusions, okay? There could be, like, any number of reasons that a person gets cut perfectly in half. Shape of the left half of someone's body on the stage was left there sometime between the 10th and the 11th. But, like, also footprints.
Is this another luminol reaction?
Footprints and what appear to be wheel tracks.
But perhaps notably, not one wheel track, but two. Not robot. But it also has, like, little tire tread indentations that are a little weird.
The prints were made by dress shoes or loafers. The tracks are probably from a suitcase.
Like a really big suitcase that had half a person in it.
There are no tracks leading up to the body print.
Well, right, because there wasn't blood there until the body print. They're blood tracks.
Someone must have pulled the suitcase over it.
After moving the body?
Presumably.
Correct. Or else the traces would not be there.
Right.
Someone passed through the body print while pulling on a suitcase. Okay. It's a little weird that that doesn't keep going. I guess because of the stairs, but I feel like that wouldn't just, like, immediately drop off completely. I feel like we're done with thermo. Let's look at the regular body.
The TOD is as the inspector reported.
The 13th, around 10 p.m.
Yeah, so the weird thing about that is someone brought a body here, placed it down, removed it, brought a suitcase through the place where the body had been left, like multiple days before this half a body supposedly died.
And like the other victims, there are no bloodstains. Most of the blood in the body has already been drained. It is safe to assume the culprit is Terror.
Okay, so if we're trying to explicitly state now that the half bodies have been drained of their blood so that they're not icky, ooky, gross, why did the other half of the body have blood? Meiji was murdered around 22 o'clock yesterday. Oh, hang on. I can go look at a bunch of, like, carnival stuff for some reason? Don't tell me it's unrelated to the case. Don't tell me it's unrelated to the case. I gotta ride that train. It says, and remember, this is a different rate of death than the other half of his body. Oh, yeah! Like, none of them seem to match a logical pattern, which I think is an explicit part of the mystery. Even though, like, the game has kind of stopped pointing it out. Like, I have kept that in mind. Doesn't look relevant to the case. Man, I bet Tama would let me ride the little train. But X-ray, I get to look in that little room, too. Oh, I don't actually look at the body. That's actually super weird. I only care about this garbage.
There's something at the bottom of the trash can.
Something stuffed inside a plastic bag. Take it out.
You want me to dig through trash?
She's very upset about
this. If you
this.
don't want to get fired from Abyss. Then you might end up really having to dig through trash.
Ugh, jeez. This was in the plastic bag.
So these could be the shoes that match the prints through the blood?
Clothes, shoes, and a coat hanger. The clothes and shoes seem to be for a man.
There's nothing in the pockets.
But the hanger is for a woman.
There's no way of telling who this belonged to.
That style of hanger is commonly used for travel. The type that comes with a suitcase.
A hanger that comes with a suitcase? Is that a Japanese thing? I don't feel like I'm aware of such a thing.
Suitcase?
Indeed.
Inside trash. Inside the trash can was a plastic bag which had clothes, shoes, and suitcase hanger in it. I did it. I solved the crime. Are you proud of me? Terror was Dahlia about the whole time.
Hey, about that other body, the one that isn't Kumeiji.
What about it?
Let's just call it A.
Of course, why wouldn't we do that?
A's body was put there sometime between the 10th and the 11th, right?
Right.
So the person with the suitcase...
4 hours after the power outage, so like 5 o'clock in the morning on the 11th. Someone walked by the security room at the rear entrance. They were pulling something on wheels.
Your thinking is correct. It is safe to say the owner of the suitcase was the intruder at 5 a.m. on the 11th. Let us call them S.
Why? What does the S stand for? If we're calling them an intruder, wouldn't we call them I?
Are S and Terror the same person?
I believe that to be highly unlikely.
Go on.
Why?
Let's retrace everything. Misaton lost power at 1 a.m. on the 11th. It was most likely Terror who cut the power cable.
Okay. I mean, that feels relatively arbitrary, but that's also in line with every reenactment we've done so far, so sure.
While the security guard was investigating the cause, they infiltrated the rooftop amusement park. That is probably when they put A's left half there and left. 4 hours later, at 5 a.m., S arrived on the scene.
The owner of the suitcase, right? S pushed the security guard down the stairs and came here.
S found A's left half. What do you think they did next?
Put it in the suitcase and then wheeled the suitcase through the body print? The closest one here would be remove clothes from suitcase. Although, when you think of that as a cause and effect, that seems very odd. Oh no, a body! Let me throw away these clothes!
I think they opened their suitcase, then took out their clothes, shoes, and the hanger. They put those in the plastic bag and threw it away in the trash can.
Why did they do that?
Because they wanted to put the body in the suitcase, instead of letting the bodies hit the floor.
In order to make room in the suitcase?
What was their objective?
Why did they need to make room? Obviously to ride the little train. Like, the inconsistency of these is very annoying to me. Where it's like, what else would I pick? Like, I know technically I can wander off to the far side of the universe and look at the train, but, like, why? I just don't, like... Here's, like, ultimately the thing with the virtual reality reenactment. The idea's great. It's, like, a solid A idea. I really like it. But, like, they didn't seem to put a lot of time into figuring out what the experience of doing the reenactment was supposed to be like. So they're, like, all different and, like, all follow their own rules. And, like, some of them are, like, insultingly direct and easy. And some of them are, like, hopelessly obtuse.
In order to put A's left half in the suitcase. It wouldn't have fit otherwise.
Well, you could have dressed him in the clothes. That would have worked, right?
Picture an egg.
What did S do next? I mean, they, like, put A's left half in the suitcase and ran off. I mean, yeah. Like, again, like, I don't even have other options now. Like, there's really no point for me to be here. You could just do this on your own, game. I don't need to be present for this.
They put A's left half into the suitcase, then took it with them. That's how the blood patterns we saw got there.
So... Hold on, I have to check something. This time frame seems weird to me still. So when did we find... Yeah, okay, so this is her finding the diary after Keys in a Somnium. So we found Chikara on the morning of the 12th. So, like, whose body would it have been? Like, presumably half bodies are being put out there because it's Terra's MO and he's trying to intimidate people with his sci-fi bread-cutting skills or whatever. But, like... So, like, Jin Fudore appeared on the 10th. And then, like, nothing happened until the 12th, when Chikara's body was found on the monument at Yoyagi Park. And so, like... Yeah. So, like, the order of operations originally was Jin Fudore shows up at Studio Divida. Then we sync with Chikara, and he's stuck to the blackboard. And then we sync with Tokiko, and we go to her office to meet with her at like 6 p.m. or whatever, and she's dead on her desk. So, like, whose body would have been here in that time frame? It doesn't make sense. Unless that body was removed, like, both times, 6 years apart? It says, I just realized Chikara's password. It has to be anything, because it could be even a boat. It's a really good call, Ditto. It's a good call.
I see.
I know I just explained the how, but I don't get the why.
Also inconsistent. I said the last time we had one of these that, like, it's weird how condescending, like, the AI companions are during these reenactments. But this time, Aiba doesn't seem to know, like, anything and has Mizuki explain everything. Again, like, weirdly inconsistent.
We can think about the why later. We should prioritize confirming the facts. Now for the main event.
I just, like, I don't get this. Maybe this is, like, super hilarious in Japanese, but, like, I just don't get this.
Main event?
Oh, you know, the filming.
What are we filming?
My very important movie.
Oh, we're doing that again.
You will play the part of S. Let us begin. Ready? Action! It is currently 1 a.m. on the 11th. Our story begins with Terror placing the left half of A's body upon the stage.
I guess the interesting thing here, when you think about it, is Aiba is right. Given the order of operations such as the game presents it, it doesn't make a lot of sense for S to be Terror. Because it seems as though Terror cut the power so that he could sneak up there and put the body there. And then somehow, S knew about it to go upstairs, push the security guard down the stairs, bring a newly purchased suitcase that comes with a set of clothes and a hanger, throw that away, and, like, put the body in it to take it away. Again, the motive remains unclear. It's not obvious. Like, it doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility for someone to have a reason to do that. It's just not obvious why you would. But, like, it's weird because it suggests that someone knew that Terror was going to do that, either in advance or found out shortly after it happened. And I'm curious as to what those circumstances would be.
And 4 hours later, the mysterious S enters the scene, dragging along a rolling suitcase.
Oh, I'm so drunk.
Right. According to the security guard, S was intoxicated. Bravo! You've perfectly incorporated that detail into S's backstory. Outstanding.
So, is that meant to suggest it could be Ryuki, who's got kind of a drinking problem and trying to cope with his mental state?
What is this?
Brilliant! Fundance Film Festival, here we come.
I don't know why, but I have the sudden urge for takeout. But I can't take it home like this. I know. I'll put it in here. Okay, now that the suitcase is empty, I just gotta... Alright. See you later.
I don't have to take this. I'm going home with my suitcase corpse. Like, just what does the reenactment add to that?
Bravo! Bravo!
Other than, like, the impression of the drunk voice, if you're really into that sort of thing.
You know what? Your acting was so enchanting that I actually forgot to roll camera.
Uh-oh.
Could you please do it again?
Someone's gonna get hit.
No.
I did. I got a suitcase. I worked really hard. Man, I really don't ever want to have to do that Somnium again with Tuxedo Mask. I really don't.
Do you see? S and Terror must be different people. Too many things would not make sense if they were the same person. For example, if they were the same person, Terror would have had to leave A's left half there, but then return to retrieve it.
It's a world where something like that might be useful, but I agree, I don't think we're living in
Why
it.
would they do that? It is illogical.
But couldn't the same be said for S? Why did S take A's left half with them?
Because 7, 8, 9.
Well, unknown.
It's not like I think that S and Terror are the same person. According to the security guard, S was really drunk. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't really fit Terror's image.
I mean, how does Terror drink? His mask doesn't have an upside-down mouth.
While that is more intuition than logic, I do understand what you mean.
So who is S?
I think the strange words are our hint.
I gotta get the bow?
Rooftop. Rooftop. I need to get the bow.
What is the bow? A's left half? Who even is A? And where was the left half taken? Come to think of it, we don't even know where the right half is.
There is another thing we don't know. Why did Terror come to this place to leave the left half of a body twice? First, on the 11th at 1 a.m., it was A's left half.
Seems weird to me that they insist the body print of A is very clearly not Komeiji, mostly just because, as I said, like, the shape and size of the head, to me, suggests it's a closer fit to Komeiji than the average person. But, like, there's almost a world in which it makes sense to me that, like, both body prints are Komeiji, and he, like, left it there, and someone took it away, and then he found out that that happened, and, like, stole the body back or killed them or whatever. So he, like, went to display it where it was supposed to be found. But the thing is that, again, it doesn't seem to match the timeline. It's at least hinted at that in the present, Terra's just, like, showing, like, putting the other halves of the bodies on display from all of the same murders in sequence from 6 years ago. So, like, I can't figure out what body fits that time frame. It doesn't seem to make sense.
Then, at dawn today, Terror put Komeiji's left half here. In any case, we know one victim for sure. Andy's Komeiji.
There's something, like, weirdly grim and, like, extremely darkly comedic about the fact that, like, we don't really care about the victims anymore because we know that these people have been dead for so long. Like, normally you get to a crime scene, you're like, oh my god, someone died. But now you're kind of just like, yep, here's the other half of Komeiji. I mean, it's just as upsetting to look at as when he was alive, pretty much, but there's the other part of him.
Investigating him may yield results.
Okay, first let's go to his son Shoma's place.
There is another person that may know Komeiji's secrets.
His, like, ex-wife or whatever? We've encountered, like, 3 not-voiced lines in 2 days, which is weird.
Ryuki. He has synced into Komeiji before.
Good point. So where are those two now?
Ryuki is at Yoyagi Park. Shoma is at Central Hospital.
The hospital? Why?
Unknown. We should get going. We need to consult both of them.
Well, hang on. Let's talk to our best pocket friend. Where to go play? Casino. Bicycle race. Boat race. Horse race. Ooh, that's a tough call. What do you think, chat? I mean, it could be any kind of race. Even a boat race. You like the casino, Neko? Sure, she's going to all of them to gamble. It's a good point. I want to go to Macau? Masao? Take me sometime? But what about Atami? Don't you love it there? It's kind of curious that it feels like I no longer can get those messages at any time. It feels like now it's like waiting for specific intervals to trigger those. But I guess it's just has to do with when I have control. It's probably just a coincidence. The hospital seems more pressing, and we haven't, like, properly talked much to Shoma. We never really found out much about his robot or anything. Man, I'm in just, like, a foul mood now. Just, like, really upset about... I haven't quite figured out how to make good, busted moped sound, and they keep being infrequent enough that when they happen, I'm not thinking about it. There were several times yesterday when I was, like, thinking about it, and then, like, just nothing. Oh, he's, like, properly in the hospital. I headed to Shoma's hospital room and made small talk. Not with him, but just, like, to a wall or something. Things like weather, Ryuki, washing machines, you know, same level of casual category. Every time the conversation stopped, there was an uncomfortable silence. It felt like meeting a distant relative. Basically strangers, but still familiar. I shared that thought with Shoma, which got him to open up a little. When I saw him smile, I knew the ice had been broken.
Shoma,
You don't have to be so delicate. You're here to ask about Dad, right?
Yeah.
Wink sync. Oh, he's remembering that time 6 years ago.
Dad.
Well, I'm gonna give chocolate. I took some chocolate out of my pocket and handed it to Shoma. Pocket chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a gift.
Oh. Because it's Valentine's Day.
Get wrecked, nerd!
Thanks.
Neko says, surely he must be adopted. Well, we know that he's been the subject of genetic experimentation, so maybe he was born in Minecraft and someone made him human. Hey, why are you here?
Orders. They need to monitor me a little bit because I'm mentally unstable. I'm perfectly fine. I told Ryuki I don't need to go to the hospital.
Ryuki? Ryuki's getting someone else admitted to the hospital for unstable behavior?
Ryuki?
He brought me here last night, around 1 a.m.
Why Ryuki?
It's kind of funny, actually. Like, Ryuki's behavior is like a warped mirror of how Date was behaving in the past. Like, in the 6 years ago time when you're playing as Ryuki, like, you'd occasionally run into Date, and it seemed like he was, like, making progress on the case, but in this, like, really, like, unclear way because he wouldn't share any details with us. And he keeps showing up at, like, relevant locations to the case, but, like, acting totally unhinged. Like, staring at the Ferris wheel and, like, shooting at a person and, like, admitting Shoma to the hospital for reasons.
I was in a state of shock. I don't really remember. He found me somewhere, I guess. I don't know where. Next thing I knew, I was in his car. His limousine.
His totally normal limousine. Hey, about your dad's gruesome murder. Asked him if he had any ideas about his dad, in a roundabout way, of course. After a while, he replied,
I think Dad was hiding something from me.
Could it be something that he tried to steal for blackmail?
I think he did something terrible.
Like steal something to blackmail a murderist?
Whenever he was home, he was always on edge.
Because he had stolen something with which to blackmail a murderist?
But I don't know what that was about.
Probably the blackmail thing?
I'm sorry. I can't think of anything.
Think with him.
Shoma, are you okay? Look, I know I can be pretty blunt at times. I honestly don't know the right thing to say. I don't think telling you to cheer up or don't be so down on yourself are gonna do any good, so... I... don't have a father. Or a mother. I don't know my real parents. I don't even know if they're still alive. But I can kind of imagine the pain of losing your parents.
Because even though I also don't know my parents, I kind of had parents who died in my lifetime.
I have a younger sister. Well, not technically my sister, but anyway, she's really important to me.
Is she referring to Kizuna? That's kind of a weird comment.
I love her more than anything. She's more important to me than my own life.
I'm honestly a little thrown by this. Like, I could understand her referring to Kizuna because Kizuna refers to her as Big Sis. And so calling her, like, kind of a little sister, whatever, like, I can buy it. But, like, this comment is, like, intense. This implies, like, a level of connection, like, what Tuxedo Mask had to the figurative rabbit child. Where, like, she was willing to, like, grab onto a drill to save them, or whatever. No, I mean, you're completely right, Anime, but that's what I'm saying, is, like, Kizuna refers to Mizuki as Big Sis, even though Mizuki is younger, etc., etc. Like, it's established, like, that's true. And, like, that could technically apply here, but, like, I guess what I'm getting at is, we've had several interactions with Kizuna. They definitely seem to be friends, but, like, I don't get the impression from the interactions that we've seen that Kizuna is more important to Mizuki than anything, even her own life. Like, that's just, like, a really intense thing to say about a relationship.
If I lost her, I could just die.
Like, it's not that that's not possible. I just don't feel like the game has presented facts as such.
So, anyway, I guess you're feeling something like that.
More important than your own life. Same for me. I have someone like that too.
Is it me?
Someone who's more important than my own life.
Was it me, Dio, all along?
Who?
My sibling.
Now I'm trying to remember if this is like an established thing or another child mutant thing or a figurative thing.
My older sister. My big sis.
Huh? Big sis?
Is it Tuxedo Matt?
Sorry
Hey, it's
to
the nurse.
interrupt, but Shoma is needed for a mental examination. Let's go, Shoma.
Somnium scan activate.
What? Shoma has an older sister. It seems that way.
Check the family registry, a thing that Japan seems to have.
Meiji has one divorce on public record.
That's still one more than I feel is reasonable.
Perhaps she was taken by the mother.
Iba, check his family register.
On it. Connection error. Apologies, this may take a while. We should head to the next location while I figure this out.
What an annoying plot contrivance.
Damn it!
Alright, I guess I'll just leave. Hey, Ryuki, what are you up to? I mean, I do vaguely remember, I think Komeiji being the one to mention having more than one kid. For some reason, I thought it was another son.
I know about what happened at the amusement park. Komeiji's left half was found there, right? And so you came here to talk to me.
He seems a little more somber, but also together. So, you took Shoma to the hospital, huh?
Yeah, I did. Why?
It's not important. I was just curious.
No, like, it feels important. I would like to know the circumstances of that.
Shoma isn't doing too well right now.
Is it because he hasn't aged or changed in any way in 6 years?
You understand why, right? He saw his father.
Where did you find him?
Misatan Rooftop Amusement Park.
When?
Specifically, in front of the Ferris wheel.
I mean, that sounds plausible enough. But, like, what's the time frame on that? So he's saying that Shoma went into a state of shock because he found Komeji's other half of his body, which, fair enough, I won't argue that, despite, you know, like, he had seen it before, but, like, it's still a pretty traumatic thing. That's fine. I accept that. But so, like, you're positing that, for reasons unknown, Ryuki went to the Misatan rooftop, found Shoma there, who had discovered the body, like, before we got there, then took him to the hospital, then came back to the building to stare at the Ferris wheel and make a weird comment and get beaten up by Tuxedo Mask? Or were you saying that you got beaten up by Tuxedo Mask, rendered unconscious, and then you woke up, like, hours later and found Shoma in a state of shock in front of the Ferris wheel? You're not gonna go check it out?
The rooftop amusement park.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to go there.
Why not?
Terror is going to get caught.
Oh, that's reassuring.
I'm going to get him.
You're awfully confident. Any reason why?
Was it in your horoscope for the day?
Well, yeah.
Tell me about sinking into Komeji. How bad was it?
Yeah, I synced into Komeji.
Any leads?
Well, there was one thing.
Oh, he'll, like, actually tell us about the blackmail thing.
Komeji must have obtained something. Something that was important to Terror. Komeji was trying to blackmail them with it. He needed money, so...
Where was this?
You mean, where did he get it?
Yeah.
At the rooftop amusement park at Misatan.
So, given all of that, does Terror have some connection? Like, he owns the amusement park, or he worked there, or has a cover where he works there as not a man in an iron mask?
No. That explains a few things.
Feels like a stretch.
5 a.m. on the 11th. It was Komeji who took A's left half away in a suitcase.
What? Begging your pardon, what? That doesn't make any sense at all. Komeji died 6 years ago. Didn't the incident with A and S happen, like, 3 days ago? That man has been a ghost for 6 years. He did not wheel a body away in a suitcase. What are you talking about?
But why?
It is as Ryuki explained. To blackmail Terror with the corpse.
What? Wait. I feel so insane right now. Isn't the timeline we were talking about for the A&S incident like 3 days ago?
Yeah, but... I understand your doubt, but it makes sense logically.
I am concerned that it doesn't.
It was a crucial part of Terror's plan to have A's left half placed in that exact spot. In other words, A's left half was important to Terror. But Komeji took that away. And that's when Terror...
I mean, I can get behind that concept, that, like, the placement of the bodies is somehow important, whether it's just psychologically because he's, like, a weirdo killer, or because there's some weird sci-fi nonsense thing. Like, either way, fine. Whatever, that's fine. Like, I have no problem with that whatsoever. But, like, I swear to God, we were talking about something that happened days ago, and we were suggesting that a man who died 6 years ago did it 6 years ago. And those two things cannot be correct. Or at the very... Like, here, I guess here's ultimately the problem. It seems like there could definitely be some, like, weird quantum time travel shenanigans. Or something. But if that were true, wouldn't Aiba and Mizuki still be, like, wonked up about it? Wouldn't they both be like, wait, how does that work? He's been dead. Like, you'd call out that he's been dead for 6 years. You wouldn't just be like, logically, it makes sense that he did that 3 days ago. Kat says Aiba doesn't know Komeji is dead. That's false. Like, demonstrably, there's a point earlier in this investigation where in order to advance the game, we randomly go to Divide a Studio to, like, think about the fact that Komeji's body was found there 6 years ago. He died 6 years ago. We were playing in the timeline where he died 6 years ago. Not the one where he lived happily ever after with Shoma and several more murders happened. Like, this makes no sense at all.
I've been thinking about a lot of things.
I've been thinking about them too, and they make me feel dead inside.
Earlier, a really important source for the HB case contacted me. I'm meeting them later.
Kat says, if we assume that it's true that Komeiji isn't dead right now, then when wasn't he dead? No, but, like, here's the other problem. Is that the blackmail also happened 6 years ago, not now. So, like, the thing that happened 3 days ago, without, like, overt time travel shenanigans, can't be the cause for something that got him killed 6 years ago.
4 p.m. this afternoon.
Wasn't Aiba not with Date 6 years ago? For much of that time, yes, but, like, already in this timeline, she is aware that Komeiji is dead. It is public record. We've made reference to the fact that we know facts about the incident when his body was found 6 years ago. It's like in the Abyss files, it's been overtly stated that Aiba knows what they are. And, like, Mizuki knows what they are. Like, both of them. We've talked about this in our investigation of this case in the present.
I've got time. I wanted to think things out. Strategize.
Who's the contact?
I'm sorry, but I can't tell you.
Why not?
I need to catch up to him.
So it's a him.
Him?
My superior, in every way. Mr. Date.
Good.
He has high hopes for me. So I need to solve this case on my own. I can't let him down.
You can't be serious.
Look, I'm not gonna tell you who they are, regardless. I promised. Anyway, I need to get going. There's a lot I have to do. Bye for now.
Okay, bye. Yeah, he definitely looks pretty menacing. I won't deny that. Now we have to get a phone call because we have no leads. Are we gonna use Rocket Car? Afterward, Aiba and I waited like 16 hours and then went for a drive. We couldn't find any clues anywhere in Tokyo, by randomly looking without having leads. Before I knew it, it got pretty late. It's past 11 p.m. That's really bad because that means that it's almost February 15th. And something bad is definitely going to happen on February 15th. The day was just about over.
Mizuki, you have a call, but...
Oh, yeah, that's my smartphone. But I'm driving right now.
I can broadcast the call. I will display it in your AI site.
Why did you need to...
What's up?
Why did we need to explain the technical process for doing that? Haven't we more or less established the shortcut that she does this? Does it ever seem weird to anyone who calls us at any time that, like, our left eye is closed on all these video calls?
This is really bad. It's Kizzy. Kizzy!
Oh, she got cut in half, didn't she? I knew this was gonna happen eventually.
Whoa, calm down. What happened to Kizuna?
She's missing. I can't find her.
What?
Oh, I have to talk to him in the phone. That's weird. Has that ever happened before? What happened before she went missing?
Last time I saw her was at Matsushita Diner.
Well, that was your first mistake. You should never go there for any reason.
We had dinner. Kizzy, Mame, and Iris were with me. We left a little past 9. I was gonna walk her back home, but she said she'd get a taxi back.
That was your second mistake.
But then Kizzy's father, Mr. Chieda, called.
Oh, right, because it's 11 again. Wait, yeah, this is the same time 6 years ago. February 14th at 11 p.m. That's the same time Ryuki Chieda was calling people that she went missing last time. Isn't it? I think that's the same exact thing. Does that mean Kizuna's the one that Terror's obsessed with? But that is slightly less consistent with facts. But I guess it simply could have been the case... Actually, yeah, maybe that does make sense. So maybe when Tara was hiding out from all the single ladies in Divida Studio, after putting Komeji's body there, he saw Kizuna and became obsessed with her, and so he kidnapped her 6 years ago, which led to the cathedral incident. But it's also weird because, like, it kind of sounded like Tara was in love with whoever the mysterious girl was that was his destiny, based on that description. So, like, why would he put her directly in harm's way like that? I mean, I guess you could argue that he's simply a psychopath, but, like, it feels weird, though.
He said Kizuna isn't back yet. Is she with you? Could it be because of the video?
Video?
We all watched it together. The HB case one. I tried to stop them, but the three of them said they wanted to watch it.
Oh, hang on. I gotta call on the other line. Party people. I'm party people. I'm not party people. I party like Barbie. Ultimate party people. I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty good Tamagotchi friend. This one? This is a pretty good Tamagotchi friend. Yeah, you know, my inclination is also to say party like Barbie, chat. I was always a fan of the band Aqua, and I'll leave you to understand or not understand what that means. So poor, so pitiful. I don't know what that means. Okay, great. Right. Did you try calling her, or did you just assume she was lost forever?
Of course I did. I sent her messages on Nihilate, called her 1,000,000 times. The phone rang, but she didn't pick up.
She must be putting off her radio commercial affidavits. Did you let anyone else know?
Kizzy's father has contacted the police already. And I called in a brother-in-arms.
Is it Gen? Have you seen his butthole?
Brother in arms?
A friend I can rely on. I asked him to look for Kizzy.
For some reason I was looking really down at the road.
Look. I'm counting on you.
What are you
It's an interesting way of handling this day in terms of gameplay. Is that it seems as though they want the focus of this day to be on this part of the day, and so you really only like talk to two people to advance like a little bit of information. Then it's like, don't worry about the rest of the day. A crisis is about to happen.
Do you even need to ask?
You're going to go look for her?
Of course I am.
She's apparently someone that is more important to me than life itself.
She's... Big sis! Big sis! Hey, remember what Leon said? The phone rang.
Which means her phone is on.
Iva, check the GPS.
Got it. Huh? What is it doing there?
She said huh in a really funny way. Huh?
What is it?
I found the signal, but...
Is it in my back pocket?
Tell me already!
So is Sajima's
Kawasaki
house?
District. The restricted zone.
That's actually not that unreasonable, right? The last place we knew that she was the Matsushita Diner, which is like right by there, isn't it?
The abandoned factory.
Oh, the abandoned factory's a lot worse, though. Okay. I almost just asked out loud the really stupid question of does Mizuki even know about the abandoned factory, but she got shot there, apparently. So, yes. You know, I bet this is Xana's doing.
I don't see anyone.
Living organism detected. They're close.
You looking for something?
Squeak, squeak. Oh, that's really bad news for me. That's not good news. Hey, buddy.
I'm there, yes. I take it you track the GPS on this, right? Unfortunately for you, she isn't here.
But it seems like you went out of your way to try and lure me here because you left the phone on and you were, like, aware that someone would come looking for it. You gonna drop it? That's just rude. Phones are expensive, dude. It seems like it held up pretty... No, it broke. Okay. I like that it zoomed in on that just to let you know. It's like, yeah, by the way, this is not Super Gorilla Glass or whatever.
So what? Are you gonna kill me?
That's a good idea.
Oh, great.
You wanna fight me? Bad idea.
Have you ever killed a rat before?
Killed a rat? What noise do you think a rat would make when it was fighting for its life?
What?
I never have. It's not my job. Everyone has their own role to play.
I call cleric.
What do you mean?
This.
You know, I feel like you're not understanding the call and response, but that's okay.
Exterminators. They'll do anything for money.
In this economy, lots of people will do anything for money.
They don't look so tough. Bring it on.
Looking forward to this. Just kidding, you know I'm lying to you. It's implied that I beat up all of them before they could even notice or something. Kaioken times 10!
Squeak, squeak.
She shouts left and I have to swing right. Just pointing that out.
Mizuki, enemy on the other side of the container.
I forgot I had a gun. What kind of bullets are those? Don't we normally have to load specialty bullets before doing ridiculous nonsense? I hate you. They're wearing stealth suits?
Where are they?
Mizuki, use thermo mode.
I see you.
It amuses me how often they refer to rats in this game so that you can actually use the rat noises sound effect, like, for value. Oh, what is happening here? Is she lifting the whole dang container? They should run. Although I guess they could just shoot her at the length of time this is taking. Those ones are dead. Those guys are like super dead.
Damn, she's not human.
She's even stronger than my mom.
What a great line of dialogue that was. That was such a good line of dialogue. She's even stronger than my mom.
Now, you're coming with me.
Somehow, I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't have time for you.
Yeah? How do you think you're gonna get out of this?
I told you. Everyone has their role to play.
What?
I got stun gunned. And my eye turned off. I don't like that the eye smokes when it turns off. That feels like that's probably what brain damage looks like in a cartoon game.
Ryuki?
Oh, that's extremely concerning. That's very, very bad news. That's like super crazy bad news.
Why? Ugh, my gun.
Yeah, he has both of our guns.
My heart. I do something.
Quick, ask him what Chikara said when his son was born.
Iva. No good. The electric shock earlier.
Logic system safe mode. Safety mode activation. Self-healing program started. AI function currently stopped. Manual mode available. Self-repair program activated. AI function offline. Blah, blah, blah.
I remember learning about this.
I remember this Deus Ex Machina.
Which means...
Wait, can I wink sync with Terror? No, I can't for some reason. Alright, wink sync with Ryuki. I'd love it if she still did the hand thing.
1600. Real time.
Your terror.
You don't look well.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
Did the staircase tire you out? This place is known as the Cathedral. What do you think? Isn't it beautiful?
They really chose a... They took a strong stance with this voice changer thing.
Terror, I'm arresting you for the half-body killings.
Hey, do you think his voice changer is literally the Voch Locho? The stupid thing that got locked onto, MoMA? Wow, I had to actually think really hard. There's so many M names.
Foolish.
So because TC Purge is like a virus, is it constructed in such a way that terror can control its effects?
What did you do?
These walls contain devices which radiate electromagnetic waves.
That seems rather convenient.
Where you're standing now is the focal point of those waves. It's similar to how a microwave works. Do you know what happens if you put electronics in a microwave?
I've seen YouTube videos before, yeah.
Tama!
So wait a minute. This can't have been recently. Also, this is an incredibly long wink sync. So, like, this had to have been from 6 years ago. Well, no, not necessarily 6 years ago, but this had to be from, like, more than 4 days ago. Because when we synced with Ryuki on, like, day 1 of this timeline, this was part of it. The broken eye had to have happened in the past. So maybe the even though he's had, like, red eyeball this whole time, it's like a fake? Or, like, an evil duplicate?
Is that what you called? That's funny.
Tama! Give her back!
Yes, if you listen to me, that is exactly what I'm going to do. There's a reason I called you here.
Is it a wedding?
I want you to become my servant.
Fuck you!
I had so much time. I used that time to learn many things. Microbiology, electrical engineering, quantum mechanics, human history. It's fair to say there's nothing I don't know.
Did you ever see the movie Palm Springs?
Where are you going with this?
And now, I have in my hands an AI ball. By using this, I can access the logic system.
The last game did mention that, like, Nizet Laws cared about the Watchet system.
When I have access, I can delete all the information on this AI ball.
It seems like a weird thing to care about.
What?
The backup data and storage. All the pieces uploaded to the global cloud.
He wants to destroy all of the AI balls? I mean, yeah, I guess that destroys a bunch of evidence relating to him, but I don't know that that's really necessary based on what we know about his plan to incite, like, such grand-scale chaos that it frays the simulation wide open.
Even the core program that makes up her personality. Everything.
But I just said I want her back.
That works. I can make her completely disappear.
I think you misunderstand the thing that I want. Your negotiating skills are not great.
Fine. What do you want me to do?
This is the absolute longest wing sing in the history of time.
You know Kaname Date, right? The Abyss Special Agent.
Mr. Date?
He's on the brink of entering the forbidden area.
Does that mean this was 6 years ago?
Honestly, he's a nuisance. Which is where you come in. And he needs to lead him somewhere.
Where?
The execution chamber. I'll let you know all the details later. Oh, and of course you understand that no one can know about this.
So this was 6 years ago. And what this probably means is that, like, when Ryuki was having those dissociative episodes, like, Terra was probably doing this and, like, similar things?
If someone finds out.
Tama.
That's right.
But what is the point in the case where
Tama's being held hostage.
Tama would have been taken? Because, like, she was still interacting with him, like, up to the big incident.
That's why Ryuki...
Oh, now I can't talk to them because I did that? That's like a weird... Wait, okay.
What the hell are you going to do with her? Where is she?
The execution chamber.
Again with that.
Where even is that?
I said I'll tell you later.
That's not soon enough. By the way, my last name's Boat, lol.
Tama. Why?
I told you. You're going to be my servant now. You're going to need it, right?
It's gonna be Tama with a goatee, right? Evil Tama? Shouldn't you, like, disinfect that before you put it in your...
I didn't restart it. The functions are still inactive. I also implemented a self-destruct program.
Actually, it had one of those already. It's kind of a plot point in the first game.
Both in the device and online. If I activate it, she'll be lost forever.
Oh, a different kind of self-destruct, sure.
Now, do you understand what I mean by servant? I know I don't have to tell you, but you cannot tell her about me after she turns back on.
She might notice.
I deleted all her memory of the cathedral. And we're underground, so there shouldn't be any backups either. Therefore...
Okay, I have a logistical problem with this. I know that the game has wanted me to think Date's been alive this whole time, but we saw that comical rock absolutely squish him. It's a surprisingly slowly moving bullet. Bullets! My one weakness! So, like, Terra seemed to be expecting that.
You okay?
Didn't he, in fact, direct Ryuki to cause that to happen? Why was he so caught off guard by that? He was so ready for Mizuki, who wasn't supposed to be here. I guess maybe the notion was that Date was supposed to show up, and all those guys were supposed to stop Date, even though if you knew how Date handled the last case, that probably wouldn't have worked either.
What's wrong?
Nothing. You're just so similar.
Oh, that's really upsetting. It gave Date the bare minimum of information. So yeah, that goes hand in hand with something I had been thinking about off stream, that someone's posing some theories in chat that I'm deliberately ignoring for the moment, because I at least want to let the scene play out. But because it seemed like at the end of yesterday's stream, we like had that conversation with Tuxedo Mask, and it seemed like she was big sis, but like she also has like Mizuki traits, and we know that Mizuki's like genetically engineered. It could be that the reason that Kizuna thinks of her that way is because she is physically really similar, but doesn't have the same memories that Big Sis had, so she just calls her Big Sis, and like Mizuki goes with it. Why are you here?
Kizuna went missing, so I tracked her smartphone GPS. It's led me here.
Oh, that wasn't? But wait, what was the whole point of that extremely long flashback where Ryuki was supposed to lure him to the execution chamber? I mean, I guess it's not here. Fair enough, but like, I guess I'm just a little bit confused about the fact that Terror seems to have deliberately left the phone on with the GPS to lure people here, but then, like, a bunch of people came here wanting to kill him because he did that?
The phone was destroyed.
Yeah, I saw it at the bottom of the stairs. But I was able to get the location before that.
About Terror.
I loaded him up with powerful anesthetic bullets. 20 times stronger than a sleep dart. Should last at least 12 hours.
Huh?
That means we can sync with him.
Why did you do that? Now I won't be able to ask where Kizuna is, idiot!
Execution chamber, nerd.
Oops.
Oh, hang on, something really important just came up. What's the hottest animal? Ooh, that's a good one. These are all weird answers. Bulmer's fruit bat. Puerto Rican emerald? That's a rock. Red goldenrod aphid, that's a bug. Yellow spotted necked turtle. 3 of those imply colors. This is, we're not concerned that Date's been missing for 6 years. I'm mostly just concerned about the fact that he got, like, super definitely squished by a rock, and the game wants to hand wave that. But, sure, that might as well happen. Oh, chat feels really strongly that bat is the hottest animal. It's boiled. It's boiled. Okay. Oh, I can't go to Iba's room because she's offline. Hey, let me just shout at this unconscious man for a second. Take off the mask!
There's an explosive on the back of his head. It'll explode if you try to take the mask off.
How are you aware of this information?
Terror isn't getting up. Maybe if I put a compound fracture in his leg.
No. You know how they knock patients out with anesthetics before surgery? That's basically what I used. He's gonna be out for a while.
So what am I supposed to do?
Sorry.
Don't be sorry, be smart!
Well, you're talking to the wrong person if that's the end result you're looking
Think
for.
of a plan to find Kizuna. I guess we'll just have to take her to Abyss. We need to sync.
Sync?
Yeah.
Then I have an idea. If we go there...
Then we can put pumpkins on our heads. Alright, take the mask off. Then it's one less terror. We'll sort out the keys and the thing later, maybe.
As expected.
Oh, right. But, hold on. No, wait, this doesn't actually work. I mean,
Supposed to
first,
break if you try to move it.
First, it's genuinely insane that this is still here. Even this hand-waving line of dialogue doesn't make sense because you would just blow the darn thing up, right? This is such an incredibly dangerous piece of technology to leave just loose in the world. But, like, secondly, this isn't going to be a viable solution because in order for the prototype sync machine to work, you have to physically remove the eye from his skull in order to connect him. Which means that you would have to take the mask off.
Thanks to that crazy guy.
Of course, Aiba turns on so we can have a sync, of course. Why not?
That was a restful sleep.
I have news.
Aiba!
It's not
Are
good.
you alright?
I am, thanks to my recovery program. What happened while I was out?
I'll tell you everything later. I was gonna sync to find out where Kizuna is.
Sync with who?
That guy. That's an underwhelming reaction considering how absolutely bananas the situation you've woken up into is.
This situation makes no sense, but understood.
At least it's kind of acknowledged.
Wow! The vile, lowly, perverted old man is here too?
Who are you calling perverted?
Oh, you could hear me?
You didn't cut the line off. You do realize I have a reception device in my left eye socket, right? Anyway, I never thought I'd see you there, Aiba.
She is much more comfortable than you, Date.
That's just like a rude thing to say.
Though her chest size does leave much to be desired.
That has nothing to do with anything.
Everyone is very rude.
Ladies, we have a job to do.
Yeah, we need to sync with Terror. Date, can you back me up?
You're gonna do it?
Of course.
I feel like I should do it.
Don't worry, my body's recovered a little.
Are you sure?
I said I'm fine. I have Aiba with me too.
Why do I not have the ability to access the menu right now? I can't think of a particularly good reason why I can't. I would like to save. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that until we get into the Somnium.
Indeed.
If you say so. Okay, we're ready.
Hey, how long do I get in Somnium, Date? Date, this is very important.
You can only stay in Somnium for...
Thank you.
Enough already.
But I didn't even get a chance to say it.
Just start it.
Fine. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
Let it rip. This is such a bad machine that should not still be intact. There's no reason to do this. I know it's, like, cute or whatever to call back to the old game, but, like, this is insane. It's been kind of a long time since I've had any chance to save. Okay.
Where am I?
Okay, now I can save now. Okay, let's hope that doesn't break the game. It's me. Hi, how are you? Neko is right. Boiling the fruit bat is how you get a pandemic. It's not great. You don't want that. It's a weird reaction also. It's possible, Kat. I do feel like we've seen enough similarities between Tuxedo Mask and Mizuki that there's a connection there. I want that not to be the case because I somehow feel like that's not interesting. But Kat suggests that the Mizuki that we're playing as now is actually literal Tuxedo Mask, the masked woman who's been wearing the mask the whole time. Cat asks, was that notification worried about life question mark? Yes, it has actually come up several times, and I've mostly clicked past it. That's cool, Angel. Thanks for coming by and for continuing to be generous and hanging out. Glad you had a good time. So we should say before, the option to like tell the game that you know spoilers for game 1 is finally triggering at this point into the game. I mean, it's kind of hard to say, because there have definitely been things that allude to stuff at the end of the last game. Although I do think that even when we went to, like, go see Sojima, they were, like, kind of careful about not being super overt about stuff. I definitely do think that there's a connection between Tuxedo Mask and Mizuki. The hard thing could be it. It feels a little on the nose if it is. I mean, she did also just get, like, electrocuted. I guess I would just want a good explanation for the transfer of Aiba, but I feel like we're currently already waiting on some details to, like, clarify Ryuki's timeline. I don't know. Where we stand now, I get the impression that, like, we're definitely going to find some things in the near future that are probably going to be at least a little bit dumb, which I don't feel great about. But I do still think that, other than what seems to be an enormous time paradox presented not that long ago about Komeiji doing something 3 days ago, even though he's been dead 6 years, I kind of feel like we're on track for an ending that makes sense. I mean, the ending of the last game mostly made sense, but it also had a bunch of stupid stuff in it. I guess my supposition is largely that I think we are in similar territory. Now, we have some ways to go. I think there should be 2 Somniums after this. And it's not because I looked up a spoiler. Like I said earlier, I was just looking at, like, the trophy list, both the in-game and out-of-game ones, and, like, the number of, like, sequential spaces that lead from, like, the Somniums we've already done up to the next series of trophies that exists only allows for, like, this and 2 more. Now, it's possible it could be less than that, but that sounds maybe about right, honestly. Although, off the top of my head, I don't know if the different branches give different trophies. I don't know about that. I don't know if that changes that math, since we know that there's another branch to the computer password thing and the worst Somnium of all time so far. I don't know whether to think that the Terror Somnium will be worse, but it seems hard to imagine, frankly. I don't feel good as a person. Game is fine, I guess. I don't know. Anyone want to guess where Squirtle is? I put one on the couch, not this one. If you can see it, it's not a secret. But, like, there's all these stuffed animals. Maybe you could find it. I think I mind the Ryuki twist as far as we have information about it. I mean, I want Ryuki not to be the bad guy, for sure. Because I like Ryuki so much. But, like, it seems plausible and not wildly inconsistent with his actions. I kind of just am annoyed at... It feels like that scene that we witnessed was like pretty contrived and like not super nicely written. It does like a lot of heavy lifting for like a complicated thing that it wants to get done in like 4 minutes, which like I don't love. I don't think that's like a great use of resources. But we got a lot of learning still to do, I guess. So who knows what happens next. Ryuki being blackmailed definitely makes sense. It's somehow... I guess the thing that nags at me a little bit is he's supposed to have this, like, completely overwrought sense of justice. It feels like the stakes should be higher than protecting Tama. And that's not because I don't like Tama or that I don't think Tama is important. But that just doesn't feel like that alone should be enough to, like, warp his sense of justice, which is like the thing he defines himself by. It's not like I can't believe that that could happen. It just, I feel like it should be more difficult than that, I guess. I think that's maybe what bothers me about it. Anyway, we have several good guesses here. Let me just gather these so I can go look for Secret Squirtle with you. Behind Carlos, behind Baby Yoda, under Octopus, under not Secret Squirtle. Okay, let's go look. Let's do it. Ow. So, this is gonna be a problem, isn't it? As I said before, it's often very difficult to hide something under Squidbeard, so unfortunately, nothing hiding there today. I just knocked over a Drifloon. Sadness. Okay. Maybe Baymax fell over, but he had been concealing small Winnie the Pooh. Unfortunately, not a Squirtle, but like a pretty good prize. Got Carlos here. A couple different people guessed Carlos. Under this Squirtle. Behind Carlos. You know what? That's a pretty good guess. Because somehow, multiple people managed to intuit that when yesterday I said I don't normally hide Secret Squirtle with the visible Squirtle, that I would do it again today to try and trick you. Look at that. Neko got it, and so did Ditto. With multiple different angles of attack. We'll be back next Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, to unravel this case further, I guess. I feel really bad. I hope I don't feel this bad by next week. I also hope that you don't feel this bad at all, and that you have a great week or time until I see you again. As I understand that maybe not everyone will be here to watch live next week, but I encourage you to do so, even though I will probably just angrily yell about how puzzles don't work this way, or that they shouldn't. But that'll do it for this stream. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. Whenever that might be. Until then, take care of yourselves. You are super cool and important, and deserve good things. Take care, everybody.